What are you talking about? What's going on? I've
Uh,
been I've been missing doing some nice debates. It's been a while.
you ain't been doing no debates.
I ain't been doing no debates. None.
Yeah, man. What happened with you and
None.
Jesus, man? Y'all fell
Man,
out?
no, we still rocking 100%, 100 grand. You know they ain't gonna never stop. But he had me doing some other things, some saving some lives, some souls.
Oh man, that's what's up. That's a beautiful thing, man.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Hey,
absolutely.
so you been
Yeah, let's get it. I don't
well,
know what we talking about. I don't know what we got going on, but I'm prepared.
I had a light debate yesterday. I ain't trying to debate nobody, man. I'm trying to get you
But
somebody to debate.
but I do want to ask you how you feel about Shannon Sharp, though.
Shannon Short,
Yeah,
he in on it.
you think so?
Yeah. That
Who
whole
told you
story.
that? Numerology.
Well, the whole story just. I mean, if I just look at the whole story sounds like some bullshit.
I mean,
Why
they
would
be talking about that little humiliation ritual that everybody got going on. So maybe it's a part of that in some type of
that's what
strange way.
that's what it seemed like. He just blew up off the Cat Williams interview, and now this happens.
Nah, this happens, and it gotta be the way that it is, bro. That's crazy. $50 million. Who do she think she messing with? Some type of clan or something?
Right. But
50 million.
he offered her. That's where he messed up at. He offered. They said he offered her $10 million, to try to make it go away.
That is crazy, bro. That make you look extremely guilty, but that could
Yeah.
be playing into the whole little narrative too.
I
Why
mean,
Shannon?
she
Why
reported
Shannon?
Shannon got clout. We know what, man. We know what this is, man. We know this is. We just seen this with Jay Z, the same lawyer who went at Jay Z is going after
Was
Shannon.
like, what's his problem, bro? Like, you
But
just fishing for cash? Like, what is it? Or is he like the savior of all women that's being taken
but the
advantage of in some type of way?
the race angle is coming back.
I mean, but black men got to be smarter about some of the stuff that they do when they get money anyway. So it's kind of like,
It's crazy that we only say that when something like this happened in the news.
I mean, is there any other examples that we could
I'm
use?
just saying, black men was
Other,
doing just fine last week. Now Shannon Short fuck up. Now black men got to do better. Hold up, why am I responsible for this nigga?
because we always get the majority of the spiel dumped on us. Like, man, we used to it. We just got to weather the storm.
No,
He's
we keep wanting to be grouped up together. Let's ungroup. How about that? That
I
man is
mean,
Shannon Sharp is his own man. He fucked
maybe
up.
if they just tried to individualize us as being
We got
separate beings,
we got to do it
because
for
we
ourselves.
for sure, because we definitely ain't responsible for nothing. But then again, we ain't even got the type of money he got to be responsible for what he responsible for.
Exactly. So he don't get no sympathy from me, or he don't get no emotional
Absolutely,
reaction.
man. Nothing, bro. Yeah,
And
you will get a dang. That's kind of unfortunate, but that's it, my man.
no,
Because you got big cash. Well, you know what you
what's
could be doing.
what's unfortunate is I don't got no sympathy for the lady neither.
I mean, why does she deserve any sympathy?
She got a
What do
story.
you do? Like this is so minimum of a thing that $50 million. Like some people that suffered through some major trauma behind what's going on and didn't get a dime. You want $50 million for some text messages and a phone conversation?
Is
Come on.
that Mr. Info Philly? What's happening, bro?
What's good?
Chilling. I'm here with King Wise. We chopping it up.
What's the word?
You tell me.
I mean, we talking about Shannon Sharp right now. So look, how
You
you
remember?
feel about that, young man?
I don't follow social, but what happened? I know who he is.
You
I
don't
just don't follow it
you don't know at all?
at all. I'm out, completely out the loop.
Yeah,
Was you,
dang, bro.
was you a Denver Bronco fan?
Me? I'm from Philly.
What that mean?
Eagles fan. I support the home team. Them ain't giving me no money.
No,
Man, look,
I like Bo Nix though. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was rooting for the dude.
what was that? Remember Terrell Davis? You wasn't. I thought everybody was a Bronco fan when they had TD.
If it wasn't my home city, what do I care?
Dang,
Y'all,
you tight like that, my man?
y'all
That's
wasn't
how I
winning
roll.
nothing back. Y'all wasn't winning nothing back then.
No, nothing. But look, they went and did what they had to do. I'm not an Eagles fan at all, but I'm happy for them boys.
I grew up and lived there, so I mean, how can you? It's like rooting against your own household. How you gonna support your enemy team? When
Is the
Philly winning, when the Eagles winning, it bring more money to the city.
I feel you because you know I'm a Lions fan. I'm from Detroit, and we did what we had to do too, all the way up until you know. So. If I'm being honest, you feel me? But you know, for Detroit, that was a major man. We've been in the slumps for so long that it's like whatever we get, we gonna take it. We gonna be stand behind our team. So I feel you, Philly man.
And y'all just lost again. It's crazy,
Man, suck. It's heartbreaking, but you know we got grit, so we'll get up and we'll try again next year. We probably gonna win next year.
It's always next year.
It's always next year. That's the hope.
I feel
That's the hope.
you still.
But what happened with Shannon Sharp? I missed that.
my
What happened
bad.
with Shannon Sharp?
It's kind of like a lot to tell. I think that if you care and you have time,
Man,
you
Shannon
could
Sharp
probably.
got caught with. I mean, he was dating a young European
dude?
lady. No,
Oh,
a European lady, young 19-year-old, and she won 50 million because Shannon Sharp did something. I guess SA, and they got the text
He's,
messages, they got the voicemail, they got everything. It's looking bad for Shannon Sharp right now. I tell you.
he's a bit of a freak. If you know anything about male nature, he's a bit of a freak, bro. You can tell. And his mannerisms, the way he carry himself, I don't trust.
I thought you was
I
gonna say
don't trust
he got
him.
caught with a tranny. That seemed more likely.
Well, she definitely not a tranny, but she way too young for him to be caught up in some nonsense behind. And 50 million? Like what? That's half of the deal that he was finna get. Like you gotta pay somebody before you even get the money.
Yeah, I mean you got to shoot high so you can settle quick.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I mean, absolutely. Kind of makes sense from that type of perspective.
But it
But
seemed like she would have just took the 10 million that he
if
offered.
she wanted it, he offered it to her. She said no, she wanted to hit boy for the gusto.
I wouldn't have offered. I wouldn't have offered her nothing. You gotta talk to my lawyer.
Man, that's what Cameron said on his little show. Like, bro, you got to see me in court. Let's go to trial then, because you ain't getting nothing. I ain't offering you nothing.
But that's people that's speaking out their rear end. You know how much lawyer fees cost?
Yeah, but Shannon, how
Like
you?
that's literally Cameron just saying anything just because he on a podcast. If he actually was in that situation, he would have offered a settle amount too. You know how much them lawyer fees is? Like for that type of case, you hiring, your lawyer is a firm. It's not like it's one person. Each
That,
person that's on that case is $300 an hour.
that's if she got a case.
And that's
Why
if
don't she
he
got a case?
guilty.
Why?
That's
No,
if
it has nothing to. Listen, when I back in 2012, I did nothing but read lawyer cases and how that stuff works. It has nothing to do with whether she has a case or not. you gonna have to pay your lawyer right off the rip.
You paying your lawyer anyway.
Yeah, but no, you have a. Let's say him he got $100,000. What the hell do you call it?
Retainer fee.
return.
Yeah, retainer.
Return.
That thing, a case like that thing gone in the first week.
He's right. No, he's right.
No, the reason that didn't come from him. That $10 million probably came from his lawyer. Hey, let's settle this. Listen. He got to be open with his lawyer so that he can have a winnable case. So he went to the lawyer. He went to his lawyer likely, and say, "Yo, this is the text message. This is the thing we got going on. Oh, all right. Let's see if she'll take 10 mil before we because this ain't looking good for you financially. They ain't come out with that number for nothing."
I could believe that because Shannon, he don't seem so sharp. I know his name's Sharp, but he don't seem like really sharp as far as the intellectual quality. So I could see him going for that. Like, yeah, let's offer the 10 mil, see what happens. And she like, no, give me the 50 ball. Christ.
Listen, man, all
That's
this would have been avoided had
crazy.
they not been stupid.
Man, that's crazy. What if he would have just got married? Homie would have been able to keep all his coins to a certain degree
How you figure? You
because a
assuming if he
wife
was
don't want 50. Well, wife don't want 50 million. She may want alimony, some child support,
Which is gonna
so
add up to
spouse
what?
support, something.
that it
Which is
so
gonna add
Kobe
up to
wife and
what?
Tiger Woods wife ain't ain't hit them with the bank.
Not 50 million. Who hitting
What
people
did
for 50 million?
what did Jeff Bezos wife get?
Oh yeah, he on another level.
That's a different tax bracket.
Yeah, and
That's a
yeah,
whole nother level.
and she took half that tax bracket.
Man, listen, let me ask y'all something. As men, were we born on planet Earth to suffer behind the female species in any type of way?
I mean, you got a choice. You don't got to deal with it.
Exactly.
What you mean? They live on the planet Earth with us.
You can go live in the woods. You go live on a
You
bridge.
trying to tell me you trying to tell me you need a woman in your life?
I'm
Like
not
after
saying
you
I
become an
need them.
adult?
Not that we need women, but we do need women
To do what? What do
for.
you personally need a woman for after you an adult?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. You asking me, I ain't gonna lie to you, homie. I'll tell you the God honest truth. Me, I need women for love energy, my baby. I'm gonna be honest, completely honest with you.
That sounds like a
And
personal problem.
it's not really a personal problem. It's a thing that I incorporate in my everyday life. So the need
No, I
for a
mean this is what I
woman,
mean by personal problem. You need it. Like I don't need it.
I mean, probably not, but I'm gonna be honest with you. Too much commodity with men is just not my thing. I don't trust them. I don't like. I'm be honest with y'all completely. I don't deal with men. Period. I don't talk to them. I don't look at them. I don't
You
be
talking to us
bothered with
right
them.
now.
In a sense, because this is over some devices we use in a medium. We have a medium here, but in like real life, I probably no. If it's some females around, of course, with some good energy, good vibes, intellectual, and they smelling good, they looking good, yeah, that's where I'm at. As far as men, not too much. So with
I'm
Shannon
saying I
Sharp
could.
on,
We talking about function though. Like I don't. I regardless of how good or talented a woman is, need means like I can't do without. I don't need them.
no, see, but you gotta realize, like, if we take it all the way back to what most people believe as far as Adam and Eve, like he needed his woman, not for her
No,
to
he
give
didn't.
what she did.
What?
Not
Hold on,
let me
wait. You do need women for reproduction,
come
right?
on, man. Come on,
Yeah,
everything.
but you're talking. Listen, you listen. Reproduction has nothing to do with you surviving. That's for the other people to survive after you.
I mean, that's how germs and bacteria and DNA. That's how it get passed down. It reproduce itself, and so it can
No,
live
but
on
what I'm
forever and
saying
ever and
is,
ever.
listen. For me to survive, me reproducing ain't gonna make me live no longer.
No,
See
but
that
you gotta realize and be
you
honest about your responsibility as a me man.
you
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 weren't
look a
put on
little
the planet
selfish.
Earth
That sound a little
to
selfish.
be essentially by yourself. Like, okay, so say for instance you went in the woods and you live by yourself. That's cool because that's cool for you, but you ain't really contributing to the overall success or reproduction of the planet Earth
Why should I care?
because it's your responsibility as a man.
Says where was that written that that's why I was born here to help everybody else after me?
Well,
Can I say? Let me say
the
this.
law of nature, take an animal, take a lion. A lion, when he the king of the jungle, he can be by himself, but at
Let me
some
say
point he gonna get with that lioness, and then they gonna have cubs. It's just the law of nature. Can't fight with the law of nature, right?
because Mr. Info Philly is kind of right because I'm just playing both sides. 90% of women throughout history have reproduced. Only 40% of men have reproduced.
it's it's
And
it's
and
app-
probably
it's
30% of those shouldn't have reproduced.
You might be right
I
about
mean, he
it.
got a point. He got a point, but that's just the aftermath of doing what you did originally in a proper context. A woman to have a baby, she'll want her baby to grow up and be a law-abiding citizen. He may be a drug dealer or some type of criminal. That's not really her fault, but more so he is as a man who got a choice. Because we all do got choices. This is what I
I'm
think.
just I'm just saying the whole need aspect is where people get stuff twisted. It's like
It's
I got a car, I got my main car, and then I got a motorcycle, nice brand new motorcycle. I don't need my motorcycle, but it's nice to have. That's what a woman is. Do I need
you
her?
think
No, but it's nice to
or
have.
you think that there's a similar state of value between inanimate object like a motorcycle and an animate woman, you think that there's a similarities?
I think I was using a metaphor.
Well, yeah,
I'm talking
I
about the
can
difference
see that.
between a need and a want. A need, it means I can't do without. I need water and food. Do I need a woman? Nah, but it's nice to have.
I feel you. I can't I can't argue with you because you sound like solid in your firm belief that you just want women and you don't need them. That's
Why should
cool.
you need them? If you need a woman, you done got the game all the way effed up.
Yeah, there's a problem. If you
Wait. So would you say that there's a difference in needing a woman and as
a
far
wo-
as like her
a woman should
utility?
need you
Well, why?
because you chasing after your dreams and goals, and she sees that, so she needs you.
Oh look, he brought up Adam and Eve. Was Eve set there to be 50-50, or was she set up as a helper?
Well, in a sense, she was set up as a helper, but equal.
Where was they equal at?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want me to be completely honest, Eve didn't receive the revelation of being lower and having to serve her man until she went and talked to the serpent. But before she talked to the serpent, she was the helper that was also equal to the man.
How can you be equal to somebody you helping?
I'm gonna because she came directly from him.
All right, and where did Adam come from?
He came from God.
So he was the origin, and she was created less than off a rib.
Well, when you say less than, what do you mean?
Who was Adam created in the image of?
Of God,
Who was Eve created in the image of?
of man.
Right. I'm not
But
understanding how you're not following the logic here. And
What's
I can
good,
show you
because
brother?
in the I can
wait,
show you
wait,
the New Testament where she was still less than. But go
Chief,
ahead.
my
I'll
bad.
explain it. I'll explain in a simple way. Because Adam was made in the image of God, but not being God, but being man. Anything that comes from him is also man.
Still secondary. You got first hand,
Secondary.
second hand. Adam was first hand. Eve was second hand.
I don't think that the Bible kind of like teaches or propagates who's here first or second.
You want me
They
to show
have
you?
man or woman, man
I
or
can show
woman.
you. You never read that in the New Testament?
As far as like what Adam being first and her being second,
Yeah.
and it being a difference of
You actually never heard this.
value. No,
You
no, I
actually
never
never
heard
heard
that.
this.
I never heard
That's
that.
crazy.
You can show me. I got my Bible right here. Show me.
What's good, Chief?
What's going on, man? What y'all got going on right now?
I'm gonna have to run back on my computer. Give me a second.
We did.
I
Because
thought that would have been
actually
something.
no, because I actually have a couple Bible verses that say when man and woman come together, they become one.
All right,
So
now
there's
it's 70.
no.
Watch this. It's 75 and 25 make 100%.
Say that again.
Does 75% plus 25% make 100%?
Yeah, but 50% and 50% also makes 100% too.
Right. But why you equivalating 50-50 instead of 75-25? Where you coming up with 50-50 from?
Because 50 is, I mean, if we're speaking from a universal perspective, we have 50% Adam and then we have 50% Eve. And then in future
Where you
time,
get
like
that from?
25, wait, just hear me. Just hear me. You got 50% Adam, you got 50% Eve. And then in 2025, in order for a relationship to work perfectly well, I think that partners should go 50-50 on everything. We know women
That's
don't
the
like the
dumbest
50-50
logic I
rule.
ever seen.
What you mean?
That's stupid logic.
So
How
you
two
don't
people
believe
going to drive at the same time?
that's what do you mean? That's if they had two steering wheels, they probably could.
Yeah, and you try to
Like,
tell
come
me
on,
and
man.
that makes sense to you? That makes sense to you?
Well, if I'm being honest, if they did start designing cars where there were two steering wheels, there will
They got them
probably be
already.
less. All right,
They got
there
them already.
probably less accidents on the road because instead of one
King,
person driving, you got
Wise,
two.
Yo,
King Wise,
y'all hear his logic?
King Wise. Hey, bro, try to stay on the logic train.
That is logical. What do you mean?
Don't go too
So
far off
Yo!
the rails, bro.
imagine this, right? Imagine this. They got two steering wheels that are
They
linked
got that
as one.
already.
Right. So when the man driving on the left side, he need to make that left turn. Boom, he can make that left turn. But then with girly on the right side, she can make that right turn. Boom. That's equality, 50-50. Now I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm gonna be honest. If there's any man here that feel like in a relationship dynamic or any dynamic, it should be 75-25 or anything less than 50-50, you being swindled and hoodwinked.
I mean,
A
I got
woman
all the
should pay.
you going against the Bible. I got all the verses. I mean, like
Women,
I just wanted to hear your logic, but go ahead.
grown women don't like 50-50.
Women don't
You
like
talk-
50-50 because ultimately they feel like the man should be doing everything. But what they forget
You going
is
against nature.
that,
How about that?
wait, just
How
hear
about
me.
you?
What's up?
Wait, just hear
50-50
me.
like what? 50-50
Like I'm
what?
50-50
on
on
bills,
everything.
on everything.
50-50 on everything. Now come on,
Nobody on
let's
the
be
planet
honest.
wants 50-50. You talking stupid. I can
That's
give you
not
many examples.
Nah, it's
I'm
some
gonna be
broke
honest
dudes out
with
there
you.
want 50-50.
And no, it ain't even about being broke. It's about being fair. Remember, Eve is the
No,
only,
fair
and I want y'all to hear
50-50
me
is
on
not
this.
fair.
Hear me on this. Eve is the only one that talked to the serpent. Adam never talked to the serpent. So when she fell, she brought the fall with her to Adam, and he fell because of her. So her portion of the sin, God gave her. Then he gave the portion of the sin to Adam too equally. Although my man tried to say, well, it's because of her, you gave her to me, so you should be looking 100% at her. He said, no, I'm going to split y'all punishment 50-50 down the line. And this is in the beginning.
How was it
How we going?
50-50? How was the so you telling me they got the same exact punishment?
They got, I'm going to tell you, they got the same exact
Wasn't she pit
punishment with
under him?
different circumstances. Hold on. They got the same punishment, different circumstances. Obviously, she a woman. So in childbirth, she going to have pains and stress and anxiety and depression and mood swings and emotional instability and intelligence as far as it being a little lower than us. Yeah, she going to deal with that. But with us, the ground gonna be cursed because of us. We gonna have to work, pay child support, alimony, had a world of weight put on our shoulders, be rulers, leaders. All that is equal, but it's different because we men and we women. Come on,
So tell me
I'm a
how.
man.
So tell me how God's saying that your husband is going to rule over you
That's
is
after
equal.
girl. Listen, that's
We talking
after
about the punishment.
girly. Right. That's after girly sin. So she's under her man, but she's equal to her man because she's his helper. If she ever feels insufficient, then she gonna complain. How many of us want to deal with women who feel insufficient and then be complaining behind it? Like, no,
Hey,
that's a lot of
hey,
excess on the
It's all
nigga
over the
house.
place.
they ran
No,
you out
I'm
of
just being
Detroit, didn't
honest. I'm just being honest, bro.
they? They ran you out of
Talking.
Detroit, didn't they?
I'm not sure if you feel like it's comfortable paying 75% of the bills and you got your girl paying 25 because she
Let me
look
ask you.
good.
Let me ask you a
Like,
question,
no,
King Wise. Let me ask you a question.
what's up?
So 50-50 on the bills, right?
As much as you can, not even 50-50 on the bills, 50-50 on
Yes or no, man?
everything.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go into greater detail.
Do you still expect your woman to cook and clean?
No, but that's where you come in there. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, right? In the black community, because we don't be having dads all the time, sometimes our moms be teaching us how to cook and clean ourselves as men. Just in case we don't have a woman, we know how to take care of ourselves. Then when we get with a woman, we bring those same traits and attributes to the relationship. So when we helping with the cleaning, we helping with the cooking, we helping with the bills. We helping with everything around the house, so everybody on equal playing field. Y'all know how
How is it
people like to
equal?
bring up the
Yo, you
because
so
we
far off the Bible is crazy, and you
scratch.
saying that everything is Bible related. Like you crazy.
Yes,
Who
everything.
has
Scratch
the
my.
Who's the head of the household?
The man is.
So how come you killed a woman, everything cool, but you killed a man, the whole thing falls apart?
What you mean? Say that again.
How come if you killed a woman, yeah, I mean everything can keep going, but if you killed a man, the whole household falls?
That's not true because you got the kids. What happened with the kids? The kids can't build the
You
household up
said
if the mama
you
and daddy gone.
Wow. I thought you would have caught that was a Jesus quote, but carry on. Carry on with your
No,
logic.
you got to be honest. You all right? We gonna use the Jesus, right? So
That
Jesus
was a
got
Jesus
killed,
quote directly.
right? You got Jesus, right? We gonna use him. So he did what he did, and then when he left, you know who picked up his mantle? His disciples, who were his children. What's up?
What that got to do with so he left it to the men, is what you saying, right?
No, it wasn't just the men; it was the women too. You got to remember, the women was
The
witnesses,
woman
so
can't
they
even
had a.
teach. The woman is not even allowed to use authority in the church. So what are you talking about?
Oh, okay, so I'll put it to you like this then: the woman at the well, right? She wasn't a teacher, but when she got revelation, you know what she did? She went and told everybody.
Is the woman allowed to teach in the church or not?
She don't need to teach. All she need to
You
do is
not you're
open
not
her
going to answer
mouth.
my question.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. Women are not allowed to teach in the church, homie.
All right then. So what are we talking about? They're not equal. Like what are you trying to make them something that they ain't? People
Okay,
that
I'll
know
tell
their
you.
place thrive. People who don't know their place and want this 50-50 crap is the ones that's in chaos.
Okay, so I'll put it to you like this then, right? So if a woman not, if she don't have the authority to preach in the church, but you see a woman pastor on the street, just like a
That's
street
not a
preacher, but
pastor.
she just
Somebody in
happen to
the
be a
street is not a pastor. Dude, know your terminology.
wait, I street preach, homie. You can say I'm not a
What that got
pastor.
to do with being a pastor?
Like
Watch
what
this.
you
He
like
talking
what
Hold
to
you
up,
me.
mean,
homie. Wait a
my
minute.
guy?
Wait a minute, homie.
What's a pastor? What's a pastor?
I'm gonna tell you I can tell you what a preacher is.
See, never mind. See, now I'm wasting my time with this guy. I asked him what's a
Come
car is. He
on.
want to tell me about what a truck is. Like
What you mean? You think a preacher or pastor is any different?
they are different, but if you don't know no better, then you don't know basic stuff in the Bible. It's crazy.
Okay, so
Can you explain to
I
me
answer
that?
your I'll answer your
Wait,
question,
hold on,
bro.
wait a minute. Wait, King Wise. Can you explain to me what a preacher, the difference is? I don't know. I would like to know.
Me
A
too.
preacher, just somebody who preached the gospel, who's preaching the word to people. That's completely different than a pastor. A pastor's specific role. That's like saying what's the difference between a king and a prince. They're different. I don't care how similar it is. It's different.
Well, okay. Okay. A king is royalty, but a prince, he royalty
No,
too.
dude, don't switch what we talking about. You don't know the difference between a preacher and a pastor.
I never said I didn't know. I just said I'll tell you
I
what a
know.
preacher is. There's a difference.
No,
I can tell you what I am as a preacher, man. You had it right. You said a preacher is a man who preaches the gospel. You were 100% right.
yeah, a good
When you
preacher is
go to
somebody who actually know what they're talking about.
Yeah, but when you went to church on Easter Sunday, it was probably a pastor in there saying the same thing as the preacher man say.
I
What's the
find it
difference?
amazing he using the word Easter.
I mean, you was probably there, wasn't you?
Notice how he
Well,
like to
wasn't you?
switch the subject when he don't know
I'm just
what he's
saying,
talking about.
well, wasn't you? Wasn't you in church on Easter Sunday? Tell the truth. Be
Let's
honest here. We
so
all
so
men.
you're gonna switch. So you're gonna switch the fact
No,
that you
I'm
was
just
talking about
asking a
there's women
question, bro.
pastors.
I'm just asking a question. Then we can get back to that. Was you in
So
church
you're
on
trying to
Easter
switch the
Sunday?
subject about you talking about women
Were
pastors.
you in? No, we can go back to that. I said, was you in church on
How
Easter
you
Sunday?
jump off of it?
Okay, so were you in church?
He wouldn't
Wait,
jump
what
off
is?
the he wouldn't jump
Hey,
off the
I'm saying,
subject.
but were you in?
all right,
Were you in
all
church?
right.
Where?
Hold
No,
on,
wait,
wait a
wait,
minute.
wait.
He,
So
he
I
don't want to
want him
answer
to
the
tell.
question. You don't want to answer the question either. It's all good. It's all good. We moving on.
No, okay.
Nah,
I don't
what this
believe
whole
in
thing
women.
about though?
You said what, bro?
What this about?
Well, we just was
Man, we went
combing
down the
through
rabbit
stuff.
hole.
We just combing
Let's
through
make it
stuff.
All
about
this
Adam
came
and
from
Eve.
What?
all this came from the Shannon Sharp conversation, and then he transitioned to women's place, and we 50-50 nonsense.
Oh, y'all talking about
Shit.
Shannon Sharp with the whole
Yeah, what you
Right.
think about
Yeah,
that,
him getting
Brody?
sued.
What you think about that, Brody?
shit. I don't know. I ain't really see too much about it, so I can't really say. But if it's a shakedown, it's a shakedown. If not, it's not.
I mean, that's simple.
Uh,
But yeah, back to women pastors. No, they don't supposed to be in the church.
Wait. What you got? You got something for us, Chief?
shit, goddamn.
So we can get off this women.
Nah, what y'all, how y'all felt about the Pope though? Did y'all see like his funeral and shit?
Yeah. I meant to ask you about the Pope
Oh man, boy, that nigga died
on your
Yeah, he
birthday.
threw.
on my birthday. Cause I'm like, damn.
That's the day Prince died.
Yeah, I know.
That's the
And that's the
Queen's
same day.
birthday.
Yeah, Queen birthday too.
Any of y'all Catholics?
Nah,
Nah.
but y'all are.
Who?
You are.
No, I'm a Christian. Hey, but look, I ain't gonna lie. Lately, I've been going to Catholic church. Man, they church kind of cool, bro. It's 45 minutes, you in, you out.
Wow.
Hey, that man funny, bro. That nigga say, man, yo.
On my life, on my mama.
You
You
get down with
know,
that.
and
You get down with that
it's
singing
cool.
now.
I mean, no, they don't do nothing. It's like, let's come in here, let's praise, let's get to know Jesus, let's hear some great things about him. Make sure y'all go out and tell people about him. We through. In the black church, you know, they want to sing, they want to dance, they want to sweat. It be too much sometimes.
Yes,
I'm gonna be honest. 3 hours, like, and then have the time that people don't be taking their word and going and telling nobody. Like, dude, he went to church on Easter Sunday. He ain't going to tell nobody about nothing that he heard after that.
You got
I
your.
don't-
You got your.
to be honest, I
Oh,
don't
man.
think somebody should have to tell me about God though.
Said it again.
I said I don't think somebody should have to tell me about God if you're real.
And when you was in the church,
Not in general. Like I don't think somebody should have to tell anybody about God if you're a real person or a real entity, shit like that.
you said they shouldn't try to tell them about him.
Like, you shouldn't have to.
It should
I
be
mean, we
evident.
really,
He said it should
I
be
mean,
evident.
when you go outside, you feel a breeze when it blow across your face. That's evidence right there. When you see the trees, we be seeing the sun every day. Like, okay, so listen, let me break down something down to y'all real quick. See if y'all men can get with this, right? So the sun, it come up every day. No human being got nothing to do with that. For as
That
many
don't mean it's
hours as it
God
up,
though.
hold on, just hear me, right? So,
All right.
so no human beings got nothing to do with that. For some human beings that be saying they be God, I be like, how you was asleep when the sun rose up, or you was probably at work when the sun was doing what it was doing. How you God? Okay, that'll kill their God argument. But then it's still the argument of who put the sun, who makes the sun do what it do every day.
It's perpetual motion.
Perpetual, like when you say perpetual, you mean purposely?
I'm
Like it
saying.
could do that same perpetual
I
motion
said
every day
somebody.
purposely?
Continuous movement.
Yeah, it stay. Somebody set it in place, and it just keep on going and going and going.
Who is
Yeah.
that somebody though? Who is the somebody? What's his
But
name?
just because we may not know that don't mean it is God though. That's called God of the gods.
But it's better to know than not know, right?
All right, can you prove it though? Can you like without a shadow of a doubt, no doubt at all? Can you show us a nigga behind
No,
the curtain doing this?
man. The best thing I could tell you is for you to introduce yourself to him so he can show you who he is on your own time. I mean, that's the best that you know. As a preacher, man, what I tell people, like you can't force God on people. They gotta want to know him and let him in. That's it. Then they be having a proof. Like the
But
proof is in the pudding. Like I said, the sun, the moon, everything, the trees, the grass, the
but
animals.
I don't think the proof in the pudding though, because both of y'all believe in God and neither one of y'all got the same definition or belief of who God is. So that's proof right there.
But you know who make us look crazy? Me and him together, who could? Elephant or a lion or an alligator. These are animals. They got animal nature that do not deny God, that do not sin. They do everything that they supposed to do as animals. They got a whole testimony. They could probably be like, well, God is real, he made me. While human beings arguing about who God really is.
See, you
Or the
can't lump
sun.
me and him is not even close to the same page when it comes to even having a logical conversation.
Hey, I'm kind
His
of.
whole
Hey,
logic is completely different.
I'm kind of
That's
rocking with
it.
King Wise with what he just said there.
I mean, because you
Uh,
got to think
I
about it
could
like
prove
this,
everything.
bro.
Everything he just said was stupid.
Okay, how about this? How about this? How about this
First
then,
thing he
bro?
said was animals don't sin. So you trying to tell me a snake don't kidnap and eat other things and
It just
No,
cannibalize and eat
that's
their own
animal
species?
nature.
that's his
No,
nature.
that's animal nature, bro. Like think about it like this. I made
So
reference to the sun.
But
The
if
sun,
that's
hold
if
on,
that's animal nature, don't we have human nature though?
yeah, but why we be violating human nature doing things like men be laying down with
who's
men? Who taught men
who
how to do that? Who be
animals
doing
do it?
that?
Don't yeah,
Animals
animals
don't.
do it.
No, there's no gay animals, bro. There's no
There
gay
are
animals.
animals that dogs
No,
hump anything. You never seen
no,
dogs hump
no.
anything?
I mean, a dog will hump a man leg, but he gonna go hump a woman
Also, what you're
behind
saying
a woman dog behind. Like, what you mean?
is that natural for a dog to hump an inanimate object? Like,
That nigga horny.
what is it?
That nigga horny.
Oh no,
Well,
I
I
hear you.
mean,
And you saying men that don't happen with men? They just sleep with whatever women because they're horny. That's not natural.
well, I believe that men being horny and want to sleep with women is natural, but when men be horny and want to sleep with men, no, ain't nothing natural about that.
That's over sexualized.
Plus, like I said
So
before,
when a dog want to hump something that's not another dog, it's natural. Is what you saying?
I mean, what I'm saying is when a dog humping somebody's leg and the owner see it, he probably gonna reprimand the dog because the dog doing something
you don't
unnatural.
want to answer my question. We
I
talking
just,
about a
I just
wild
said,
animal, a wild
yeah.
dog. A wild dog humping something that's not another dog. Is it natural or unnatural?
He
I'm gonna
too
be
horny.
honest. I ain't never seen a wild dog just humping something other than a dog. If you're talking about a domesticated dog that stays in somebody's house that's probably seen they owner do something weird, yeah,
Oh,
okay, I can get with that. But a wild dog on the street probably gonna bite you. Like what? It's in their nature to do that. Okay, so
Is
I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you one more reference, bro. The moon. The moon then looked at me, you, our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents. The moon then seen everybody. The moon got a testimony too. What if the moon
how
say
do you,
God is real and made me?
how
Who are we
how
as
you know the
humans?
moon? How you know
but
the
the moon
moon
will
is the
never
same
say that
moon?
though.
How can you say that the moon would never say that? Like you
Oh,
assume that
watch
the
this.
moon don't have a
How
voice.
you assuming that the moon is the same moon from back then? How do you know? You wasn't there.
That's a good point.
Like I said, he says stuff and it's just stupid.
But guess what? That point is just that. It's just a good point. The fact that the
It ain't
moon
good at
does what
all.
it do
It's a
every
stupid
day
point.
is a proof in itself. Like what I'm trying to tell you. Like I said,
Hey,
the
when
sun
you
and the moon.
listen, this is how much faith I got in you. If you make
Cool.
a good point, I'm donating $100 to somebody randomly.
Okay.
When
Randomly.
you ever make a good point in this conversation?
Not randomly. Donate it to me. Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah,
Facts.
or you can
Or
donate.
me
How about this? Wait. Since
flip
you
that
send it to
shit.
me, how about you donate to me? If I make a good point, how about you send 100 to me? I could use it, homie. I ain't gonna act like I can't.
Come
Oh,
on,
we know
King
you
Wise.
can't.
Come on,
We know
King
you can
Wise.
use it. King Wise, we know you can use it because you ain't got no logic.
That's cool.
Come on, King Wise. Make a good point. Shit.
I already did. I'm saying I'm waiting for the Cash App. I'm waiting for him to ask me what my Cash App name is. I already made a good point, my guy. I already
You
told
said
you.
the moon. First of all, you said the moon can speak, and you got no evidence of it.
Yeah, you went a little off the rail. I was rocking with you, King Wise. So you said
Okay,
more.
wait. I don't mean voice, but I mean that it was created by God. So if God decided to ask it who created it, it would
You
probably say, "Well, you created it, me along with everything else."
you
Okay,
doing
so
a
I'll give
whole
you
lot
the
of
scripture.
things that
I'll
can't
give you
nobody ever
scripture.
say.
Wait,
I'll
wait,
give you
hold on.
scripture
Let's
there.
say, all
You
right,
can take
boom.
it to scripture.
Let
Listen,
Chief go. Let Chief go.
I don't believe in God, right? So if you told me something like that, like yo, the moon asked God who created me, and the moon asked and tell God you created me, that'd sound like a whole bunch of like bullshit. Like what?
But
No,
then you may.
if,
So hold
if
on. As soon as you say that to me, I'll take you to a Bible scripture that says,
that's
"In the
circular
beginning,
reasoning.
God made." In the beginning, God said, "Let there be light." After that, He specifically put two lights in the sky that human beings can see with their own eyes, and He called it the sun and the moon. And
Oh,
then I
watch
will
this,
ask
Chief.
you,
Let me show him
wait,
his
wait,
point
wait.
wrong. Go
I
ahead.
like this,
Wait,
King
wait,
Wise.
and then I'm gonna give it back to you. And then I will ask you, like, bro, homie, you see that light up there? You'll probably look up in the sky and be like, well, yeah, I see that light. I'll be
Hey,
like, well,
Chief.
what's that? You'll probably be like, that's the sun. I'm like, okay,
Let,
are we looking at the sun? You'll say, yeah. Then I'll say, well, is the sun looking at us? Well, you'll probably be like, well, yeah. I'm like, well, God created that sun that you looking at, and He created us that the sun is looking at as well. So come on. You will
let
be
me show
like,
you why
well,
his. Let me prove his point wrong based off of what he just said.
cool.
You said he created the light in the beginning, and then he put the moon and the sun there. Was that light he created the same as the sun and the moon?
Come on,
No,
King Wise. Come on.
no, no,
No, it's a separate
no.
light.
Yeah.
What up? Tell him about the other
So
light, King Wise.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. That light is everything that you see and
Oh,
everything
damn.
you don't see. Hold on, and everything you don't see. The sun just illuminates during the daytime what you see. And then the moon illuminates at nighttime what you see, which is light.
Okay,
And
time
the
out.
light never ceases. The,
Time
the
out.
light never ceases. That's
Time out.
all. The
Think
light
about
never
it.
ceases.
Think about it, King Wise. You was almost there, bro. You was almost there.
How y'all don't get it, bro? How y'all don't see it?
Nah,
The light don't.
I was following you. I was rocking with you, bro. And you got
No, he rocking with you because he want that $100. What light was there in the beginning?
The light that he said. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. The light was Jesus.
So Jesus
Okay,
made
so
himself.
wait.
What you saying is Jesus made himself in the beginning.
No, I'm saying you got God the Father, and from God the Father, his voice, the light that came into the world, the light that illuminates even brighter than the sun, which is Jesus, came forth. And then you have Sun, S-U-N, that
Wait, hold on.
illuminates the 12 hours of the day, and then you have the moon that
King Wise,
illuminates
King
12
Wise.
hours of the night.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait, King Wise. Are you saying that the S-U-N son is in relation with the S-O-N son of God?
No, I'm saying that the S-O-N is the voice that comes from God when he said, let there be light, and there was light, and that light was good. That is Jesus. For all of the people that say Jesus created or
So it wasn't
Jesus
actually. So
wasn't
it wasn't
real.
actually real light on the earth. It was just a voice going around, and it still was dark. Is what you telling me?
No, this light was able to illuminate the whole universe. And then we have the sun that illuminates the
Hey,
earth.
so
So
you're
I can be
making his.
clear
You're
here.
making his point. So that sun. It says that the sun, the greater light, was created to rule over the light. So
Yep.
you're
For the
telling
day,
me.
Yep.
for a 24-hour
So
day.
what you're telling me
Yeah,
is that the sunlight, the S-U-N, was created to rule over Jesus. That's what you're telling me.
No, bro. No. The greater light was created to, and I want you to hear me on this, bro. Hear me. Let's use our intellect, put our thinking caps on. The greater light was created to rule over the 12 hours of the day. And the lesser light, which is the moon, was geared to rule over the 12 hours of the night. We have 24 hours in one day. When
Can
you
I
break
ask a
those,
question real quick?
yeah, I got you.
I ain't so far in my life I've never experienced a day where there's 12 hours a day, like 12 hours like
Yeah, he lost me on that one. He just making that up. So I wasn't
I'm
even going.
just
I wasn't even going to acknowledge that one.
okay. So listen. How many hours of the day do you think you get every day, bro?
a good 8.
Daylight, 8. That's all.
It depends on
Yeah.
where you live at.
Facts.
Depends on where
Okay.
you live at. We all don't got the same amount of daytime hours. I got sunlight over here way more than what you would have on the East Coast. So
but
Right.
but at a certain time of the year, he gonna have more on the East Coast than you got on the West Coast.
no,
At,
it's
at the,
no here in the summer. It's a ridiculous amount. Like from 6 a.m. to 9 o'clock p.m. It's still sunlight, like sunlight.
and guess what? Somewhere else, just to prove the point, somewhere else, while you got more sunlight, somebody else got less sunlight to
What
balance
they
the
got to do with the
scale.
12 hours you was
To,
talking about?
to,
That the
to
12 hours
balance
you made up.
to balance the scales. The scales have to be balanced. So where you may be getting more throughout the day because of a certain season, somebody getting less throughout the day because of a certain season. But because we in this circle of motion, like y'all said, constant motion or whatever, everything balances itself out. Can I get my $100, bro? What's up?
Y'all think he won $100 off of that? That was logical to y'all?
That was pretty logical, man.
It was
Let me
close. It was close.
let me get my cash, homie. If you
Well,
the
hold on.
man of
I
your
want.
word, like you just said, let me get my cash.
But that's
You
Let
something.
me.
said, listen. Let's be
That's
clear
something.
here.
So
You said if
That's
I
something.
make one argument that is logical, one. You didn't say two, you didn't say
Hold
five, you
on,
didn't say 10, you said one. Can I get my cash?
that was
I'm in
something
great
I ain't
need
even.
of cash right now.
that was
Yes.
I wanted
very
to make sure they
elementary.
under. I wanted to make sure they understood your point before I responded. So let me get this straight. You're saying, and that relates to proving that God exists. How? Because that's what we was talking about.
Yeah,
Because
like to a non-believer, that still wouldn't have, you know.
I mean, let's be honest with a non-believer. What does a non-believer need other than God coming down directly and saying to him, like, I'm God, in order for him to believe? Because nothing else would do. The sick thing about that is if God did that, if he did that and he decided to take that non-believer right there at that moment, which he got the power to, that non-believer will be in a bad way. What if you a non-believer for 35 years? You know how many seconds is in 35 years? If God came back and gave that non-believer what he really wanted in 1 second, he had 35 years of seconds to answer for. Who want to do that? Come on,
This is
like who
how.
would want to do that?
But
This is
what
why I
you
say
say?
he don't
35
be
years?
logical.
Who
The
would be
the
Like, come
actual
on.
logical?
point,
Like if
the
somebody
premise
pulled out a
was trying to
calculator
convince
right
him.
now, no, let's be honest. If somebody pulled a calculator out or went on Google and Google how many seconds are in 35 years,
Hold on, wait.
you look it up.
See,
What
For
the
all of
hold
those
up.
seconds, you
Why?
have been a non-believer. And when
Why?
the truth smack you right there in that moment and say, okay, non-believer, now that I've shown myself to you, now it's time for judgment for your 35 years and seconds for not believing in me, bro. Like niggas would be sick.
All right, yo, wise. You doing
They'd be
good, man.
sick.
You doing good, man. I gotta pass the mic though. Go ahead, Chief. Go ahead.
So you saying I gotta die or something for God to show me He real?
No, what I'm saying is like because God is supreme. And the Bible says, when you in the presence of God, he got a right to judge you right now. I'll give you a greater example. Say, for instance, you domestic violence with your girl, where you get pulled over because you got a suspended license. At some point, you're gonna have to stand before the judge. He gonna have to either give you a personal bond or some type of bond so you can go home, where he gonna send you to jail right there. And he just a human. So say for instance, you got 35 years, you guilty of 35 years of unbelief. And then you are guilty in that moment. And then God, who's not a human, who can do the same thing a human being can do, which is judge, come and judge you and say, okay, your penalty is eternity in the pit because you spent 35 years plus seconds not believing in me. Versus going to jail for a suspended license, you may do 6 months in a county.
So you saying he got to die to meet God?
He wouldn't
That
even
was his
have to
question.
die. He wouldn't even have to die at that point because okay, for number one, that the Bible says, according to the Bible, anybody that stands before God gonna die anyway, because he's that God.
Let me ask a
So
question. Matter of fact, keep going. My bad.
okay, so yeah, he's just that guy. But
Jesus
what if he
Christ.
said, I don't want to kill you, I just want to take back what I gave you, which is my spirit? What if I want
That's
to take
killing
back
you.
what I gave you, which is my soul? Okay, I ain't gonna say killing because you gotta remember Enoch and dude Elijah, they got taken up to heaven. They never died. So
We're
what if
having it.
instead
I don't even want to get off on the sidetrack. Go ahead.
right.
Go
So
ahead.
yeah, they never died. So it's possible for for God to deal with somebody directly and they never die. But if you're a non-believer and you need proof of God by way of him coming down directly and showing himself, he could come and show himself and then be pissed off. He could come down and show himself and be like, okay, I'm gonna give you 40 more years. I done
That was my
showed you who
question.
I am.
That was my question though. Why is y'all guys so pissed off all the time?
I mean, not really. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's a loving God. Dude showed me mad love. He done
That
protected
whole
me
little
from
spiel you
everything.
just went on was about him coming down 35 years later and being pissed off.
Because of non-belief. Okay, all right, so I give you a better example, right?
No, wait,
Say for
hold
instance,
on.
You ain't never answered Chief's
Any,
question though.
plus, like
I did.
anytime I tell people I don't believe in God, the first thing I get told is I'm going to hell or it must be something wrong with me. And it's just like I just want to sin without having to die or nothing like that. You just can't like show up and be like, yo, I'm God, and then here's the proof, and then you can go on about your business. Like, is that hard?
No, see, it's like this, bro. I ain't even gonna hit you with the spookism of hell because that's the last resort. I'm gonna tie some common sense, understand this to you, right? So, say for
Here we
instance, you
go.
got a kid. Say for instance, you had a kid, right? You was taking care of your kid for 18 years. I'm talking about there for him for everything, and then one day the baby mama meet some other guy and he like doing some things, and then your son calling the other dude his dad, and he like, you ain't my dad, even though you was there for him with everything. You did everything for him. Now he looking at this other guy like his dad. Wouldn't you be mad? Be
Did my
honest,
son see
bro.
me?
Say that again.
Did my son see me?
If your son, I'm talking about he saw you. You was at every graduation ceremony. You was at every baseball game. You the one that set him up with basketball. He wanted to play soccer, but you like, no, that's kind of fem. Like, let me go ahead and put you in this football right here. I'm talking about you was there, active dad, 18 years. Dude gave up on you when he turned 19 and said that he going over here and rock with this new guy that his mom just met. Would you be upset? Come on, man. Let's be real. We men here.
But that's the problem I got. I never seen him to be able to say nothing like that.
But that's what I'm saying. But you did. I'm gonna tell you why you did. Because he made
Uh-oh.
Adam, and from Adam come every man. He
But
made
now
your
hold on.
father.
That's not God telling me. That's you telling me.
What
So
you
now
mean? If you,
I gotta take what you saying to be true, even though I can't prove none of this.
well, if you read the
Like,
Bible, bro, like you look like a smart guy. Like you probably could read fast. Like if you picked up something and you had a real genuine interest in it, you probably can pick it up. And I'm being serious about that. So if you read the Bible, you will find out that God is the origin of humanity. You, your father, your granddad, your great granddad, like everybody you know.
See, I actually thought he was about to make a good point. I was ready to give up $100, and then he went left.
You
I
already
don't.
owe me $100. What you mean? Don't forget about the point that I proved before. Like we ain't gonna do that, homie. I don't gotta
You
prove a point
said the
after I
sun
already
and the
proved the
moon, and
point.
you didn't answer
That
his
Like you
question.
wildin'. Hold
that,
on, bro. You
We
wildin'.
still stuck
We
on his
men.
first question.
that
His
No,
homie
first
was
you asked.
question
addressing.
was
No,
his.
bro. You asked both of these grown men. Did my point sound logical? Both of them agree with it. I'm waiting for you to ask me for my cash app.
The logic was related to his question. His question didn't get answered yet. His question was, why do he gotta?
yeah,
You
why
don't
I
you don't
gotta
remember
die?
his question?
See, his question is not in direct relation to you owing me money. You got to realize that part, bro. I had
Oh, so you
already
saying
proved
just
my point, so you owe me the
so you
cash
saying
money.
so you saying just make a logical point like 1 + 1 = 2, and then I owe you $100. Like we talking
Right.
No,
about
but
in
you
this.
but
I
hold
said
on,
in
hold on,
this
hold on, hold
conversation.
on.
King
Hold
Wise.
on, bro.
King
Let's be
Wise.
clear here. Wait. So let's be clear here about what this grown man said with his mouth. He said this, his own words verbatim. If you make any ANY all caps, any point that's logical, I got $100 for you. Am I right or
Watch
wrong? Did he
this.
say that yes or
I
no?
hold up. We're gonna
It
rewind
was
it
in
because
context of the
I
conversation
said
though.
in this conversation.
Which is why my point in reference to this conversation, you asked them, did it make sense? And both of them agreed. I
King
didn't say
Wise.
what it,
Okay,
come on.
let me clear it up so we can move on. It was an elementary logical point.
That's not true, bro. Don't try to discredit me. I need my money.
I'm keeping it 100 with you, bro.
You
Stop
gotta
trying
be
to
fair
stop
with me.
trying to play games, man. Like you try to take up for him a little bit. That's cool, but do
Nah,
owe me cash.
bro.
And
Nah,
if
I
you a
got
man
you.
of your word, you gonna make sure I get my cash money. But
I
as
got you,
far as
bro. I got you, bro. I got
But
you,
as
bro.
far as dying, no, bro, you don't gotta die. You living right now. You're hearing these words right now. So before God even come and approach you on some direct, I'm sure somebody else then told you this. Like we black. So a lot of times we be having black grandmas. Sometimes they be going to church. They be having the real big hats. Sometimes they catch the Holy Ghost in the church, and they be praying for us all the time. So when we go outside and we be having close encounters and well, we should have been here and we messed up here and we get through, it be because of the prayers of our grandma. Let's be honest, our grandmas take us to church when we be kids. Why? Because they be trying to set us up for knowing God when we be grown.
So
If
is
we
grandma
take
No,
God?
grandma not God, but grandma got faith in Jesus. So you
Hey
and you
man,
know why?
yo.
Come
Answer
on, man.
this man question, man.
I was about to say this is how we got off sidetrack. Like all of this is related to you answering Chief's question about why do he have to die to see God. You
I
made some
just
decent points, but it wasn't related to his question. His question is you brought up a point about him seeing somebody or like him being in the kid's life and then somebody else come and take the place. Now I thought you was about to make a good point with that, but you made a stupid point because his point is he never seen God. So how you gonna explain
okay,
that
That's
like
hey,
how
okay,
can he know
hey,
God without seeing God?
that
okay.
South
So
Philly just came out.
this will be my response because he never seen God. It'll probably be ideal if he calls somebody in his family that he trusts, like his grandmother, if she's still alive. I don't know, bro. That probably has a relationship with Jesus, and he can call and ask her how he can see her. I mean,
All right, did you see
how
God?
he can
Let's
see
get right to
him.
the point. Did you see God?
I have.
Where did you
Okay.
see him at?
Yeah.
Where was he at?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. Soon as I came out my mother's womb, I seen him. Soon as I came out. Now, when I got grown and I started to wonder about that, like why did I see him in that type of context as soon as I came out the womb? I took that to the throne. I asked him, like, why did you present yourself to me when I came out the womb? He said, you was at your most pure and your most innocent. You ain't sin, you ain't lie, you ain't stole nothing, you
Wait,
ain't did
hold
nothing
on.
that would put me.
Who did you see specifically?
I seen God specifically.
So you seen God's face?
I seen his radiance.
Did you see his face?
I seen Jesus' face.
You
see
said,
right.
and where was he at when you seen him?
What you mean?
Where was he at when you saw him?
When I seen him, he was like, okay, so first off, I'm a
No,
babe.
where? Location. Where?
Oh, I was in a hospital.
Yeah, obviously. But what we saying is, where was? You said you seen God. You seen Jesus' face. Where was Jesus at when you saw him?
Okay, so I'm gonna explain it. When I came out the womb, I seen God. He was like right there, surrounded by angels. Like right when I opened, soon as I came out of dark place, which was the womb, and I came into the light, I opened my eyes. He was there, surrounded by angels. It was a bright, radiant light. When I grew, as I continued to walk with the Lord, he started to reveal himself to me more to where I saw Jesus face directly. If you want to know what he looked like, I could tell you. If that's where
No,
you
I don't care.
if
I'm
that's where
trying
y'all
to walk.
going with
We
it.
trying to walk through where. So where was the doctors at when you saw this other person? They didn't have any
I
lights
ain't,
or nothing like that.
man, it was no doctors around. It was my mama and I seen God.
Was you born in the hospital?
Absolutely.
So you said you seen somebody up in the sky, but you didn't see the actual doctor, and you don't remember his face.
I'm seeing a white
No,
dude
it
with a
was no,
beard.
no, it was no doctors. It was no
Oh,
doctors.
all right. All right. So y'all tell me if that was logical or not. I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all comment on.
Nah, that wasn't.
Nah.
Okay, so let me hit you. Let me hit you with a. I know that sounds a bit supernatural, but I'm gonna hit you with something that is logical and it makes sense. So when I seen the face of Jesus, this is what he looked like. He looked like a combination of all human beings mixed into one person.
So yeah,
Was he dark skinned?
He was a say that
He
again.
was a rainbow.
What color was he?
No, he
He
was
was.
like a olive. Like okay,
he was messy.
okay. Like, okay, if you took, oh, you got to remember, human beings is black, brown, or white
He
for the
was
most
messy.
part.
What
So
about the
we ain't
yellows?
green.
What about the
You know,
yellows?
human beings, they not green, they not purple. We are these base colors, right? So when I seen him, he was like a combination of black, brown, and white all together.
He
But
was
And he
messy.
majority of the
looked
people on the
like,
planet is not even black.
what you
If you
mean?
was in the interrogation room and you had to draw this nigga, could you draw this nigga?
Let me see. Let me think about that for a minute.
It was Jesus.
The Mexican.
Yeah, yep.
I don't really, me personally, because I seen it in the spiritual realm, in the spiritual like experience. Seeing his face made me think of all people. But
Oh, all right. So you made it up.
because I personally haven't seen all people, I probably couldn't draw him in an interrogation room.
So
I'm
you
just
made it
being
up.
cleaned up.
But could you point him out in a lineup?
If he decided to show himself in that moment, probably. But to
But I'm talking
draw
about
him free,
the guy that you saw. Would you be able to point him out in a lineup?
I'll be yeah. If I seen him in the lineup, I'll be able to point him out. To draw him freehand, like I said, I'm only one person. I haven't seen the whole world of people. Like there's some people that live in Belize who my eyes haven't seen. So no, I wouldn't be able to freehand draw him. But I can probably guarantee you somebody in each one of y'all families probably have had an experience with
Hey,
him
hey,
that if no, no, just hear me. Because he's a prime example. I don't mean to throw him under the bus or whatever, but he
oh
got a
shit.
family full of Christians,
Ah
full of
shit.
them,
Ah
full of
shit.
them. So at any moment, and I ain't mean to throw you under the bus, homie. I just said it to make sure you get my humbug. But
I'm under
anyway,
there
so at
now.
any
I'm
moment,
under there
if if this guy wanted to call anybody in his family and get an accurate account of who Jesus is, he could. It's a lot of people who don't be having family members that they can turn to and get that insight, intimate intel
I
on
would.
who Jesus is. We should take advantage.
Yeah, hey, can I speak up for myself?
Of course.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't ask none of them if I want to know who God was. I wouldn't ask none of them.
See, the only reason
Oh,
why you want to ask them is because you be playing around too much in numerology, bro. That's the only reason. But if you
can
had
I?
let that numerology down and then you really wanted to tap into what's going on, you can easily ask them. Like, I'm gonna tell you all bells because you know the history. I rock with Jesus no matter what. But the same stuff I'm saying is the same stuff they'd be saying. And that's
But
what make it
but
so unique being a
Now, how
Christian.
does
We all be
how
all
does
these
saying
any
the
of
same.
this
arguments.
answer whether he got to die to see God or not?
I already answered that, bro. I said, dude, he don't gotta die. All he gotta do is call his grandma, get that intimate
That,
intel first
that is
before he reached that point. And then when he die, like we all die as
How,
human beings,
that's
he'll
how
be
will he
accurately
see
prepared.
God is the key. So he got to. So for him to see God physically, he called his grandma. That's what you're telling me. So we all need his grandma number, and we all can see.
I got
No, but you got
I
your
got
own.
to.
No, this is what I'm saying. You got your own grandma. Like I told you, bro, you was in church on Easter Sunday, my guy. So
Grandmas
you
I
can
didn't
Hey,
know
call
where
can
I
I?
was at on
anybody.
Sunday.
Can
Man,
I
I
ask
can
something though?
guarantee you. I can guarantee you was in church on Easter Sunday. So anybody that was in the church with you, you can call them on the phone. You can get it too. The significance of being humans is that there are other humans. Like it's five guys here,
Okay, let me
but
ask
this
a question.
world is
Let me ask
full
a
of
question.
billions of people.
Let me ask a question. What gives the Baptist Church the authority to tell us about God?
If I'm being honest, you
Right.
have only authority over yourself to tell you about God.
But you just said we got to call our grandmas because
But I didn't say call
that's
a
the key.
Baptist church. I said call somebody you love and you trust. Like you ain't gonna listen to me because you're talking to me through a medium, a device.
But how
But
I know
somebody
they?
who
How I know they're not indoctrinated?
Yeah,
because I'm
cause my
a
family
lot of times.
from South
Go ahead,
Carolina,
bro. I'm
right?
sorry.
And a lot of them they accepted Christianity through fear of getting hung or burnt alive and shit like that. And they couldn't come outside the grocery shop in their communities if they didn't believe in God and so on and so forth. So white
Okay,
people
I'm
was
gonna put.
doing it to my great grandparents and my great grandmother is still alive. So she loved God because she watched her parents get killed for not fucking with God.
Okay, so that's an unfortunate situation, bro. I'm sorry to hear that. I can give you a little background about my history. Like my people from Ethiopia. There's a
No, let's not
kingdom that
skip the
rules.
question. The
Well,
question
no,
is
I'm
you
answering
skipping
the
the
question.
question
I'm
again.
answering the question. I'm answering the question. My people from Ethiopia, there was a kingdom called the Aksum Kingdom that ruled for 3,000 years, and they was Christian, and nobody beat them over the head. Like if you know anything about, so look this up. I had this conversation with him already. Ethiopia is one of the only countries in all of Africa that has never been colonized by the white man. Now, what that means is the white man can't come over there and put their foot on their necks and make them and force them into Christianity. They make their own choice. So, because they are 3,000 years deep, slavery in America is what, 500, 600 years old? So if Christianity was forced on us 500 years ago, but it's people in this world that's 3,000 years ago accepting Christianity, like you
Yeah,
got to
but
think about that, bro. Or the Christianity movement is bigger than America. Christianity been rocking its boots way before the white man decided to use it as a tool to indoctrinate and enslave us. The interesting
that
thing is,
this answers his questions, or
yeah,
we
because
still
this
getting to it?
20, yeah, because this 2025, back
My
in
question.
slavery day, where
My
people couldn't
question.
really read, we
My
got the ability to read and comprehend in 2025. So you can read the Bible and you can find out for yourself if it's
Yeah, but I don't
slavery.
think you proving that point accurate. Your reasoning is kind of crazy.
Man, that's your interpretation, but I'm really talking to my God because he's the one that's really asking the questions. And I'm trying to be logical in a sense or in reality because this is easy. When you read your
So
Bible as a person who got comprehension, like we learn in grade school how to read. They say reading is fundamental and it's an essential. When we take these reading skills and we read the Bible, we find out what's true or not. Forget what the white man did. Forget what the white man forced us to do. What are we forcing ourselves to do? Like the Baptist church cannot tell you how to get to God. Only you can by
But
Well, yeah.
using reading.
so what are you telling us for then?
Because I'm gonna tell you, because I'm a voice, but you don't have to listen to my voice. I told you before, you can call one of your families, your close
But
relatives
yet,
that you love. Are they
that's
gonna
one of
lie
my
to you?
plights. I don't want to have to listen to somebody else. I want God to show Himself to me.
So what would it take for you? And I mean this sincerely, bro. What would it take for you to open up to an encounter with him?
King Wise. Why don't you just
No,
tell
I'm
me?
asking him.
No,
I'm
King
asking
Wise.
him,
Hold
bro.
on. Wait.
I'm asking him.
Wait. Just tell him the truth, man.
I'm asking him.
Tell him the truth, man.
I'm asking him. Cause,
Tell him the
cause
truth,
listen, bro.
man.
I'm telling the truth. Cause the thing is, when we make reference to
He ain't gonna
the
see
slavery
God,
in America,
bro.
Yeah.
who?
He ain't gonna see God, bro. Just tell him the truth, man.
That's not. No, I'm not gonna tell him that. Why would I tell a black man that when I could just prove it? And
You
in
ain't.
Egypt, hold
I
on, in
thought you was trying to
Egypt,
prove it this whole time.
listen, in Egypt we were slaves. In America we were slaves, right? So when
Mm.
God came and got us out of Egypt using Moses, we had a testimony that we still have in 2025. And then when we go back to slavery in America, we have Wave Under the Water and all kind of songs that we can use that add to that testimony. Why? Because we were slaves in two places. We waiting
But
for
white
God to
people
come
were
and get
slaves too, though. Like the Irish were slaves, the Greeks were slaves at a
Right?
point,
He got a point.
so on and
Okay.
so forth.
So are the Gentiles God's chosen people?
Yeah, some are.
In
Now
what
go ahead and say they're
context?
not.
In what context?
Excuse me. So who was Paul?
And
Who was the apostle Paul?
was he a Gentile?
No, you're not going. Just answer the question, dude. We can move this real quick. Who was the
You
apostle
said
Paul? Was he? Wasn't
he
he an
was a
apostle to the
servant,
Gentiles?
of course.
So didn't he go and save the Gentiles so that the Gentile became the children of God?
Do that make them the chosen people of God?
All right, so I ain't even gonna waste my time.
Okay, so let's be clear here about Jesus Christ's mission, right? So Jesus Christ made it clear that I'm here for the children of Israel, the house of Israel. I'm here specifically for them. But
And
because
then
they reject me, I will easily graft the Gentiles in. No problem. Somebody got to take me. If somebody want me, they could take me. It
so when
don't
they
got to be
become
my
grafted in,
chosen
don't they
people.
become the children of God?
Of course.
All right, then. So what we talking about then,
So wait, are you a Gentile or are you a chosen of God?
dude? You using it like? Are you slow here? I thought you
No, I'm
said
asking
reading
you
was
a question.
fundamental.
No, I'm asking you a question. Would you be considered one of the children of Israel coming out of Egypt and a part of the slavery in America, or would you be of Gentile white man, Greek or Russian or
Show me.
things of that
n-
nature?
Now show me anywhere where Gentile is reference to a white man. Show me.
I can show you a reference where if you come from Egypt, you're a part of the chosen. That's what I had asked you.
See, he not going. He not going to never
No,
answer the
but see,
question.
you asking me a question without answering my question first.
You making assumptions. You saying that
No, I
Gentiles is the
asked a
white man.
question.
You a
No,
Hebrew
okay.
Israelite?
You said, am I a Hebrew Israelite?
Yeah.
I'm a Hebrew Jew.
What?
You
So
know what
show
that
me your
means?
evidence. Show me your evidence that any white man, any Gentile means a white man.
You you want to play semantics? Is what you're saying?
I'm trying to get literal. This is how you
But
win the
before,
$100.
no, I already won $100. Stop playing.
Everything you said
Stop
is ass
playing
backwards.
games, bro. Stop playing. Okay, so I'm not sure how close you is with them, but I can guarantee you, if you don't be a man of your word and pay what
All
you
right.
owe,
Yo,
these guys gonna look
yo,
at you a certain
yo,
type of way. They
yo,
gonna look
yo,
at
He
you a
could put
certain type of
he
way.
could put
yo.
a poll. He could put a poll in the chat like afterwards.
Hey, can you prove that the Gentiles is white people?
Well,
That's
when you say
Question.
prove, what do you mean?
through a Bible verse.
You want me to give you a Bible verse?
Yeah.
Give me 1 second.
That just seemed like a good question. I ain't gonna probably won't
Can
get
it?
an
Will it be without a shadow of a doubt, or would it be just like him putting a little bunch of verses
Okay,
with it?
all right. So I'm gonna give you two. I'm gonna give you common sense, and then I'm gonna give you scripture. When you think of Egypt, and you think of slavery, and you think of sun, the hot desert sun, and you think of sand, and you think of people working as slaves, do you imagine those people to be white?
Yeah, I do.
The niggas,
You
them in
asking the
Saudi
wrong
Arabia,
person.
white.
Okay.
Same
So
Asking
you
the
want
wrong
conditions.
person.
okay, so wait. So I want y'all to be clear. I want to be clear. The temperatures in Egypt versus the temperatures in probably like a Montgomery, Alabama or
Oh, okay.
Georgia is significantly different. You will have more hot and dense weather in Egypt versus somewhere like Alabama. There
Versus
was no
somewhere like
white
the white people
slaves.
in Texas.
Okay. There was
Can
no
I
slaves. There was no white slaves
let
in
me interrupt?
Montgomery, Alabama,
Let me
although
So
it
we're
was
gonna
interrupt.
skip
hot.
Texas though,
And
right?
y'all gonna tell me, or
Let me
Texas,
interrupt.
or even Texas.
Let me ask a
There,
question. Let me
there's
ask a
no
question.
Texas in
Let me ask a
Texas.
question.
So y'all telling me it's hotter. It make more sense for white people to be slaves in Egypt where it's way hotter, but they was
I
never
got you.
enslaved in Southern America.
Hey, I ain't know God was racist.
It's not even about race. It's just about the truth, bro.
Have you ever heard of a redneck?
Of course.
How did they necks get red?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Due to them lacking melanation, what we have as black people, we have
Now, hold on,
melanation. This allows us to
man. Now,
absorb the sunlight, right?
bro,
Because
bro,
we got that good
bro.
melanation, and they be out there pump faking all the time, being Gentiles. That good sun burn their ass up. What else do you want me to tell you? I'm not a scientist or anything.
The necks
If
is
you want me to
red
speak to
from working in the sun.
pigmentation, say that again.
The neck is red from working in the sun.
Their neck is not red from working the sun. I just went to Cedar Point with my homeboy. As soon as we got out the car in the parking lot,
I'm
he
saying
he started turning red. He's an
the
Italian guy. He ain't
the
did no work in the
origins
sun.
the origins of the word, the oldest use of the word redneck is for people outside working in the sun.
Okay, bro. I'm gonna let you have that. What was the point of
He
that?
gonna give us the Bible verses though? Is he gonna give us the Bible verses that said that the Gentiles are white people?
I mean, they're not gonna say that the Gentiles are the white people, but they're gonna say that the
Oh, all
Gentiles
right.
is obviously um a different category than the Jew. So Galatians 3:28, it says there is neither Jew nor Gentile. Now, when
You
you
help my point.
study Jew, all right, so you study Jews, you know Jews come from the tribe of Judah. Who is Judah? Judah is a descendant of the Hebrews. Where did the Hebrews come from? They came from slavery in Egypt. Now we using common sense here. Y'all trying to play games. Y'all know
Well, hold
white
on, hold on,
people
hold
ain't
on, hold
in
on, hold
no
on. Watch this.
chain.
Watch. He about to make it. He just made a stupid point. So the people who enslaved them, who had Moses people enslaved, was they lived there also, didn't they? In Egypt,
Yeah,
didn't they live there? So the
yeah.
people that did the enslaving, they was white people or black people.
There was black people.
So it was all. So the Gentiles were black and the Jews were black. Is that what you telling me?
Say it again.
So the Gentiles who enslaved Moses people, they both were black. Is what you telling me?
No. That's why I said to you earlier, there's no Bible scripture that specifically says that the Gentiles are white people. If
So
you
why
do
you
not
wasting
come
time
from,
making that point?
because if you don't come from the tribe of Israel, if you don't come from the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob specifically, then
Where
you
do
are
you come off with
considered.
the notion that white people are not can't be Jew? Like where do you come up with that?
Can you prove that they are?
No, where do you come up with the fact that you just think everybody who's the children of God is black? You just made that
Nobody
up.
said. No, I never said that either. Where can you prove that the white people are not Gentile?
Why you keep making everything a skin color?
Where can you prove that white people are not Gentile? I
You
just
got people
proved to
over
you
there.
that people of color, I just proved to you that people of color naturally in a slavery environment where there's sun and there's desert. Maybe y'all watched the Ten Commandments and y'all
No,
was
I
looking
think you
at
just
those
being
white
no,
people
you just being
being
stupid. You can go right now
okay.
you can go right now to Africa right now, and there's people right now, and generations of white people. You
What
you ne- you
white
never seen
African?
that?
White
Yeah,
African?
you never seen that.
Of course.
So what the hell are you talking about?
Are they natives of Africa? Probably not.
How do you know the black people they're natives?
Because they are.
Oh, all right. Just because you said
I'm
so.
gonna tell
My
you. I'm gonna
bad.
tell you. Yeah, they're the children of Ham. Obviously, they're the children of Ham. All Africans come from Ham, and we know
How,
this.
how you don't know black people come from Esau?
Because we just know they don't.
Oh,
Sorry.
wow.
How would I
Silent.
be able to know this without the Bible though? Like, is there anything outside the Bible to help me understand this?
Well, yeah, a personal, intimate, and I'm gonna be honest. Since you asked, it, I'm gonna be completely honest. A personal, intimate relationship with Jesus Christ will drop all of this knowledge on you, like you ain't never seen or heard before, my guy. And
So
not
I
that
don't know
I
if you
can
know
promise.
King Wise, but he's saying he
That I
got
can promise
secret
you.
information from Jesus. He get private lessons, is what he said, and I'm not even making a joke.
Mm.
Wait, you talking about me?
Yeah, you said you get secret information from God.
I
yeah,
never
You
said
said you
nothing
got to.
secret. I never said
Is
something
it?
that's a secret.
It's
It's just
private.
revelation, bro. Hold on, let's
It's
let's
private.
take the spook. Let's take it to spookism. Let's take the spookism out of it. It's
All right.
simply yeah, because I don't want to deal with the spookism. We ain't gonna deal with the spookism. It's just
Is it a
simply come on, bro, because you're trying to be spooky, man. We ain't
no?
doing
How?
that. We all grown. We been
All
trying to
right.
be professional
Is,
here.
is is this information private to you, or
No,
am
this
I
is
able to listen in?
well, you made reference to Paul. All right, so I'm gonna use exactly what you had said before. You made reference to Paul, right? So Paul had and hear me on this. Paul had a direct encounter on the road to Damascus. Paul had a direct encounter with Jesus Christ,
It
and it
wasn't
was
private. He wasn't by himself. It was other people
okay,
that seen it.
right? But I
We
never
talking about
said it was
your
private.
information.
Right?
Is your
It's just
information private,
revelation.
or can me and Chief go over there and fly over there and listen in while you getting it, so that
Yeah,
we can see
Well,
what you see?
oh, y'all trying to see what I see?
yeah.
Yeah, so we can see it.
Well, in order for that to happen, you'll have to already have a personal. Okay, I'll put it to you like this: people
So it's
who
private then.
fellowship. Oh, no. I'm gonna give you a Bible verse. In the Bible, it says, "Where two or three gather, God is there." So what this essentially means is, in order for y'all to be able to connect in what I'm seeing, me and you and him would all have to be able to agree on one thing, and then he will show himself. If you are
Yeah. All
asking.
right. Look, all three of us, we're gonna fly over there. Look, I'll front it. I'll front the money. What we
Man, I
gonna
don't
agree
trust
on.
you. I don't trust you when it
See, here
comes
we
to the
go.
money talking till you send me my money, bro. You keep
Here
talking
we
this
go.
money, you gonna fly. I ain't seen that money in that cash app, so miss me with the money talk. You could just keep talking to me about this if you want to.
We're gonna agree that we're gonna fly to see your personal encounter that you get the private lessons on. That's all we gotta agree on. It don't say that
Okay,
we all have to. Go ahead.
I agree with that as soon as you send me my cash, bro. When you talking about money, you gotta pay your debt first before you talk about another debt you trying to put yourself into. Pay the debt, to pay your debt first, and then pay me, and then we can talk about that.
You didn't answer
That's
not one of
fair.
his questions logically.
I
None of
answer
his
every
questions was
question,
answered
bro.
logically. You came up
That's
with
what
points
you
that was irrelevant to his question.
That's what you saying, Mr. Philly.
all right,
That's not what he's saying.
His question was, how can he see God without dying?
Okay, this is my response, right?
you bet not.
This is my response. This is my response. If he wanted to see God without dying, he could probably call his
His
grandmother.
grandmom. See, here we
Just
go.
hear me. Just hear me. Just hear me. Just hear me. Just hear me. This. Call
Oh,
his
hell no.
grandmother. Then his grandmother can call one of her lady friends. They can show up at his house. They can all three agree on one thing regarding God, and he will present himself. Now, the next time I had this conversation with y'all, if he in fact do that, I guarantee you his testimony gonna be different. He will have to take on the courage and the responsibility as a man to make that happen. Like all it's probably one phone call away. His cell phone is probably somewhere close to him if he ain't on it right now. He can
So
make
look,
that phone call right now. Just hear me. When we get off of this, he can make that phone call. Grandma, listen, I need you to call one of your Jesus friends, and I need y'all to show up, bring y'all Bibles. We finna have a revival over here. And I guarantee you, when she come with her friend, yeah, they may have a big hats on or whatever, how they play. And I
and,
guarantee you there will be an encounter. I
and he
promise you.
gonna
I
see,
trust,
and he gonna see
trust
Jesus physically.
man. He gonna see everything
No,
he need to see. But
no,
not only
is
him.
he gonna
You,
see
but
Jesus
not
physically?
but not
Is
only
he gonna
him.
see?
You
Yeah,
too.
would he show up physically? Would he show up physically if I call my grandmother? Would Jesus show up physically?
I'm gonna ask. This is what I'm gonna say. Instead of asking me that, because you don't know whether or not I'm gonna tell you the truth or be honest, call her and ask her that. Because you love her and trust her, she probably changed your damn diapers, boy. When she say yes, you're going to have an encounter with him like this, A, B,
We're
C,
not talking about an
D, E, F.
encounter. We're talking about
Look,
seeing.
see, that's an encounter. What do you mean? So
No,
listen,
you got some
look,
people.
look, look.
Right now, we having
I'm
a phone encounter.
right. Okay, so I'm
We
gonna
talking about
use
a
Paul.
physical where he eyesight see.
Okay, I'm gonna use Paul as the prime example. So Paul thought he was doing the work of God before he was doing the work of God, right? So then on the road to Damascus, Jesus Christ showed himself to him verbatim. Listen, that is an encounter. Dude was blind, okay, and then he needed help to be able to see. In this situation, it'd be different. If he called his grandmother and his grandmother Jesus friend, and they came over, he wouldn't be blind like Paul. He would be able
What's
to
going to happen?
see. He would be able to see. His eyes will be open. See, there's a difference. Paul
But
was
will he
killing
physically
people.
see Jesus?
Let me answer it. Paul was killing people, being blind, and when he saw God, God struck him blind. That's karma. That's punishment. My man
Karma.
probably
I know
never
he ain't say
killed
karma.
nobody. Just hear me. My man never killed nobody. He probably never killed nobody. Probably never done anything that's outrageous to where if God decided to show himself, he would be stricken blind. If he
But can you
has
just
those
answer directly?
intercessors, just hear me. He would need intercessors because remember, he don't believe in God. That's what he said. So yes, he would
Cool.
need intercessors that love him like his grandmother, at least one person that loved him genuinely with their whole heart, unconditionally. Yes, he would need somebody like that to be in a room, along with somebody else that loves Jesus and probably loves her. And both of their love energy combined will allow dude to be in a position to where he will want to open up and God could come in. This ain't
And it,
rocket science. This one, two,
I'm not
this one
against
plus
that.
one
What
plus
I'm
one equals
asking
three.
is he going to physically see? Because he can show he can show them the clip, this section, and we just want to know what's going to happen. Is he going to physically see it? That's the question. We're not talking about just an encounter. Is he going to physically see? That was his original question. How can he see God? Not how
Okay,
can he know God? Not
okay.
not how he can learn about him. Is he going to
I'm gonna answer
physically
the
see?
question. I'm gonna answer the question. Instead of you asking if he can physically see, how about you take this same advice because it's a public thing and it's available for everybody? And how about you do it yourself and you see if you see him?
I'm gonna
He
do
the
it.
one asked. He the one asked the question, and this is why I made.
Yeah, but you're
And this
the
is
one.
why
Yes,
I made the point
he's the
that
one
if he
asking,
make
but
a
you're the one
valid,
doing all the talking. He's the one
yeah.
asking and waiting patiently for the answer. And when I'm giving
This
him
is
the
where the
answer,
$100 came in
no,
because I
the
said you ain't gonna
$100
make
already
no sense. Period in this conversation after he asked
listen.
that question.
Listen, but why you doing all the talking? That's why I told you you should do the same thing because you the one doing all the talking.
I didn't ask to
Listen,
see God.
like I said before, if Saul decided to do it, he already got it in the bag. His
Oh,
people
watch this.
already
So,
Christians. Hold on,
all
they
right,
already
hold
Christians.
up. I'm not even. Let's not even argue against it. Let's say he does that and he say, "Hey, I saw Jesus and he was a white woman." Now what?
You goofy as hell. You being goofy as hell, Brody.
Shannon Sharp.
You being goofy. What you being goofy on this Sunday night for, bro?
This is a legit question.
Why I
That's
can't be
not
a
a
white?
legit question, bro.
Why I
That's
can't be
not
a
a
white
legit
woman?
question.
Why I can't be a white woman?
Some people say God is a woman, so I'm asking you, what if that's what he see?
Some people say that man is God.
But if that's what he see, is it accurate or what happened?
Yeah.
You asking me?
Yeah. What happened if that's what he see when he have his encounter?
My response is that's goofy as hell, bro.
But what if he see that though? Is it wrong or right?
Are you racist,
I
Kenny
ain't gonna.
Wise?
You said, am I racist?
Or you're misogynist? Which one is it? Which you against the women, or you against the white, or you against both white women?
Neither. See, I think that he brought you on the show to be a little goofy, and that's cool because I can roll with the punch. You understand what I'm saying? But like I told you before, if you wanted, since you asking all the questions, why don't you do it yourself? I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. This takes bravery. It takes courage, especially when you a non-believer. Because I'm gonna tell you why. Because if a non-believer did that, it was show they gonna have to repent for life seconds of being a non-believer. I don't know how old you are, bro. But I guarantee you this: if you did exactly what I suggested and it happened for you, be prepared to repent for X amount of years that you lived on this life being a non-believer. and then get ready to be baptized and be a believer for the rest of your life so you can indulge in heaven, bro. Every time we go to church and we hear anything the pastor say, we are tasked with going out in the world and telling people what we heard. You know what we do? We hear it, we pay for it with the collections, and then we forget about everything we learned in the church when the days roll in. Come on, am I lying?
You talking
Like
to
I said,
yourself.
my man went to church on Easter Sunday. He ain't told nobody about the gospel. Nobody. In fact, he's spending his Sunday evening talking to me about why the Bible is not legit. But he was just in church on Easter Sunday. How that sound?
He's not saying the Bible's not legit. He's
You
not.
know,
That is basically what he's saying. That's basically what he's saying. He ain't said nothing to me in reference to why the Bible is legit, why Jesus is legit, but he was in church. Let me tell you what God for sure can do. For what God for sure can do is he can expose people. He don't need to use human beings to do it. The fact that he was in church is exposing enough. Because why you go to church? Because it's Easter. Okay, cool. You know what we celebrating on Easter? Okay, cool. Now it's Sunday, the week after Easter, and you on this time? Come on. If that's not exposure, I don't know what it is.
I mean, I don't know where you get the notion that I was in church on Sunday. You just
You
made that
definitely
up.
was in church. Let it convict you. Let it hit your heart, bro. Let it hit your heart because you're gonna play a pimp and pretend in front of us. But you know behind the scenes you was in church with probably a family on Easter Sunday doing what all black people typically do. Sometimes we
So,
don't go to church
so
at
what you
all
saying is
throughout the year.
what you saying is I like these people are somebody I need to prove, so I need to fake it and lie.
No, no, what
Like
I'm
if I tell
saying
the
is
truth, something's gonna happen to me.
no, what I'm really saying is you
You
was
talking
in
stupid.
church on Sunday. You was in church on Easter Sunday. So by being in church on Easter Sunday, you either went because somebody you love went or because it's tradition. Nevertheless, you were there. So
Well,
that
believe
in
what you want.
itself is
that
that in
man
itself
funny,
is
bro.
enough to prove. Like, what if God came down right now and said,
Now
"Listen, bro, I
listen,
want to
listen.
talk to you directly. You was in church on Easter Sunday. You was clapping your hands. You was stumping your feet,
All right.
and you tithed and everything. And then
Hold up.
1 week, 2 weeks later, when you're on the internet and you're talking to somebody who's a preacher that's professing me, why
All
was
right.
you in church on Easter Sunday, then,
All
Brody?
right, KY. You just said that. You just said that
See,
enough.
Chief, what I wanted to point out was the fact that you'll ask a question and he's never going to answer your question. He's going to give you long speeches and keep jumping the subject.
No bullshit.
Bro, was you in church on Easter Sunday? Yes or no?
Now
I
listen,
said no. What's wrong with you?
You
I grew up
definitely
in
was
church.
there. Quit playing.
You
Oh,
went to
I,
church,
See,
Chief?
see,
Yeah, I grew up in church for a very long time. I started going to church. I started believing when I was 14. I started going to church at like 15. I realized I was talking to myself the whole time, and
see.
I ain't really.
The crazy thing about us when we be kids, due to us not like really sinning that much, we already be having that inherent love and responsibility towards God that kind of convict us to go to church. Even before our
you just
family
made that
members
up.
be telling us to go to church, sometimes we be having that
You made that
inclination
up,
in us.
dude. You
Come on,
keep
let's be
making
honest.
stuff up.
Sometimes we be having that small inclination to go to
No,
church, especially
what
when
kid
Easter
you know?
roll
What?
around when we be kids.
Nah,
So
typical
then we
kid ain't really
grow.
want to go to church. It's a waste of
Man,
time. As a
what you
kid, trying
mean?
to play video games.
Wait a minute. What about dude that got the heart for God, so he the drummer in the church? Or what about Girly who got the heart for God? She young, she like 12 years old. She
But
sing
listen
better than
though,
all the grown people. Hold on.
You like
She
going to
sing
church?
better than the grown people in the choir. They all sing and got a heart. You know what the drummer and the singer girl in the choir got in common? They
they be
both
fucking.
love God. They both love God. Y'all joking, y'all clowns. Yeah, and I see it. It's cool. I ain't even tripping. But like I said, the drummer and the singer chick in the choir, she loved God. Then when she grow up and she forget about God, she abandoned him. And then he called her phone one day and she pick it
Oh,
up.
all right.
And he say to her, "Dang, I remember when you was 12 years old. You was singing your heart out to me in the church. You had the grown people crying. Now look at you. You tricking. Now look at you. You got 3 kids. You ain't got no husband. You want to know why you in this way? Because you need to be tapping into the 12-year-old that used to love me.
Do
The
you write?
drummer dude.
Do you
The
write
drummer
music?
That sounds like
dude.
some
Wait,
pedophile
wait,
stuff.
listen, no,
Do you write
let's
music?
listen. For real. The drummer dude, the drummer dude who's in the choir. I mean, he
But
got skills. He could have probably played on the movie Drumline. He had a love for God. He turned 28. He started selling drugs. Why?
So
Because he
what?
needed the money.
So just so
He
we clear,
poisoned.
what point can y'all say when he made a good point and I owe him $100? I want to make sure. What
The
point did he
first
make when
one,
it's like, dang?
listen, the first one, the very first one, when you first asked and they
No,
both
bro.
agreed, that was the
No,
first one.
no, bro.
Yeah,
That was super light, bro. We want you to say something logical but deep at the same to make us be like, okay, damn. I didn't even see it like
Listen. Let's be clear here, and we're adults. If that is specifically, and I want to be clear, if that is specifically what he was asking for, that is specifically what he should have said. But that's not specifically what he said. He used the word any. So in reference to the conversation that we was having, I proved a valid point. He then asked you
nah.
guys, was that a valid point? He
What
had
valid
both of
point did you
your
prove?
agreements. See,
Listen,
it
my
don't
question was,
ask them.
my question was, why do I have to die to see God? And then you start talking about the moon and the sun and stuff like that. Your point was some towards like the light not being the light that the light in the sun in the beginning was different, something like that. Y'all was talking about.
Yeah, but his point that he made was then he said, there's more than 12 hours. It's 12 hours in a day. And then I said, I got more than 12 hours here. And then he said, well, somewhere else it balances out. That ain't got nothing to do with your point or your
Yeah, that
question.
was
right. That's why I said it was elementary logic, but it was logic though.
Well,
Yeah, but it
that's
wasn't.
what I'm saying.
See,
That's what I'm
it
saying.
wasn't.
As
It
long as
wasn't logical to his question.
Right.
see, this is the thing of a con artist, right? So a con artist that be running their mouth too much, they'll say a thing, and then the person who's listening to them listen to every word that they say,
Stand up,
feed them what
Detroit.
they
the
want,
context. The
feed them.
context of him saying that was you were supposed to logically answer.
I
Why do
did
I have to
logically answer.
die
That's why both of
to
y'all
see God?
agreed. No, that was two different things, though. That's why both of y'all had to hit the agreements. Both of y'all agreed. He knew he was trapped. So then he asked both of y'all,
I
y'all
was
agreed,
trapped.
where's my money? Where's my money?
I
Where's my
asked, and then my immediate response was, I said, I can prove what he said was stupid, but I just want to know if they understood what you said first before I responded and say, what the hell does that got to do with his question?
Okay, also I use your own argument about time moving constantly. If time moves constantly and you getting a lot of sunlight and
Time
over
doesn't move
here somebody
constantly.
else, but that's what they said though. They said
When
when I said that the moon in the sun is in the sky
they
and it
brought up
does what it
perpetual
does every
motion, they
day.
didn't say anything about time moving constantly. They brought up the sun being perpetually in motion.
So is that not a constant?
No, it's not a constant. Just me, dude. I ain't even about to waste my breath.
So you're telling me perpetual and constant are not synonymous words?
Not always.
Somebody go look at Google right now. Is perpetual and constant are synonymous words, bro? And listen. You said logic, right? And you didn't want to pay me on the other little link of hookup.
Oh
So if
shit.
somebody Google right now, if
Oh, shit.
perpetual and constant are synonymous words, that's logical. You should pay me off
Hey,
that.
yo, Detroit, you gotta chill out, bro. You gotta
Man, come on.
He
you
finna
got
run that shit up, bro.
you wilding right
Man,
now, bro. You
Man, you
wilding.
know how I am already, bro. You know I listen to everything people be saying, and I be feeding them exactly what they need. It's not what they be wanting, it's what they be needing. Like I need that bun, bro. Can I please get
like you need a woman.
man? I for sure need a woman, homie.
This is
I'm
your
not gonna
problem.
play
This
those.
is why you lack
I'm,
it. This is why you lacking in
listen, I ain't
logic.
gonna play those games. I don't play those. I ain't gonna play those games. There's a lot of Shannon Sharps out here, weirdos. I don't got time for them. You know what it feel like to be around beautiful women? Let me ask you a question, bro. You from Philly? I'm pretty sure there's some beautiful women in Philly. How you know how I feel to be
Yeah.
surrounded by 6, 7 beautiful women who all don't have nothing else, no other desire but to give you love energy, bro? You know how that feel versus being around 7 of your homies that want to smoke and drink and probably crash out. Think
My
about that, bro. I want you to think about that logically. We speaking logically. You got 7
that,
beautiful women, smell good, soft, got long hair, pretty as hell in the face, thick, and you got 7 men. Who you going to hang with?
neither.
Neither. Yeah,
What am I
you a
paying
loner.
around
You
6
can't
women
tell
for? What they doing for me?
everything, anything that you ask. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you like this. It was a man, his name King Solomon. He's a close relative to me, right? So he had 700
Here you go with
women.
the stupidity.
Man, listen, you
Why
gotta
niggas
you gotta
say
know about
that?
me,
Like,
bro. You got to know about me. So he had 700 wives. He had 300 concubines. You think he
Damn,
spent the majority of his time around men?
he couldn't. That was 700 wives.
Right.
He
So in
wasn't even around his
2025,
own wives.
right. So in 2025, if a man is given the option to be around too many men or be around too many women, which one do it make sense?
But you know
I'm
how
Which
choosing
many
to be
one
niggas
around.
makes
going
sense?
to you know how many niggas going to jail because of women?
Yeah, that's just these niggas stupid be picking the one. Why pick the one where you can have a seven? This one of the ones. Cause I put it to you like this, bro. Say
Hey,
for instance, you got 7 women and you
is
got
it
one coming up against you.
King
You
Wise?
got
King
You
Wise?
six protecting
you
you.
sound like you single.
King Wise? Is it easy to get 7 women?
Hell yeah.
What the fuck?
He yeah,
If you
that's why
that
he need that $100. He trying to buy it.
listen. No. When you him, listen.
Wow.
When you
Wow.
him, and your
Is it?
energy is
Hold on,
good.
King
And
Wise.
you
King
the
Wise.
type of,
King Wise. One more question. Is it easy to be him?
hell yeah.
Get the fuck.
Let me tell you how you beat him. And I'm gonna use common sense logic. My man has said if I prove 1 point logical, he'll give me my money, even though he already owe me cash. Any man, any man
What does it
that
take to
step
be
into
him?
his, I'm gonna tell you,
All right.
any man, ANY, any man who
Mhm.
step into his divine masculinity, he leave all the feminine behind, he leave the sigma behind, he leave the alpha behind, he leave the beta male behind,
You
and he
naming a
tap
lot.
directly into his his divine masculinity. I want you to hear the words that I'm using.
Yeah,
Google
divine.
it if you
Divine.
divine masculinity.
That don't sound
Any
easy.
man that tap into his divine masculinity possesses all of the spiritual energy for any woman, ANY, to draw close to him. And what do women do when they draw close to men? They have nothing but a desire to please that man.
Yo, bro.
So when you asking me, is it easy to be
Bro.
him? Hell yeah.
Oh,
Bro.
Some niggas,
Bro.
bro,
listen,
hell no.
some
Bro.
niggas is not
Bro.
him. Listen, some niggas is not him, so they got to use money to get women.
No,
Some
I'm
niggas
saying.
is not him, so they got to use jewelry or status or clout to
I'm
get
saying.
women.
King Wise.
But niggas that be him, like they just get the women or being them. Y'all
King
saying y'all
Wise.
act like I'm speaking rocket science.
King Wise. I
Come on,
like
man.
you, bro. The
Come on.
mouthpiece is there. You know what I'm saying? But you get the starting good, but then it just crashes out.
Okay, so
Yeah,
look, let
after,
me ask
right
my
after
man right
middle.
here. Let me
Listen though,
ask my
listen,
man
right?
right here, bro. Let me ask you,
Good.
bro. In your
Bro,
life,
King
and I
Wise,
want you to be honest,
King
bro.
Wise, King
Hold
Wise,
on,
King
hold on,
Wise.
hold
I'm
on,
here to
hold on,
clear
hold
my
on,
Slow it down, bro.
hold on.
Slow,
I want to ask him
slow.
directly
This
this.
is advice,
In
bro.
your
Slow down,
in your
bro.
life,
Jesus Christ. So,
in
I'm
your
saying,
life,
King Wise,
have you
slow
ever had
down, bro.
any major problems with getting women on your team, bro? Be honest.
in what aspect?
I mean, in any aspect. Say, for instance, you wanted to have a conversation with a woman, or you
Mhm.
wanted her smile, or you wanted a hug from a chick, grab her booty, or if you wanted anything from her. Has it ever been really tough for you?
He sound like
A
a
few
Trump
times.
supporter, just grabbing random women, just doing nonsense.
That ain't what I said. I'm
Nah,
talking about
I knew what they
women
asked
that
you, but yeah, a few times it has.
it's been troubling for you.
A few times, especially if she got a nigga and they in like the puppy stage of the relationship, now that she go
So let me ask you this: have you ever been in a position where a woman had a man, but she was still willing to give you some of her time and energy?
for sure.
Then you ain't never really had no problems with no women for real, bro. Especially getting them to come to you. Because a woman who ain't got no man, she probably gonna draw to you due to natural law. Men like women, women like men. But when a
You
woman
sound
is
stupid.
already feeling another
Bro,
guy, but then she feeling you to where she willing to give you your time and your energy in some type of aspect, in a huge aspect, you that nigga.
Or is it that her dude is so crappy that she's desperate to look for anything better? Like you saying
Or
this dumbass stuff.
Yeah.
or or her
You
boy,
say
her
dumb stuff in
man,
general.
just hear me. Her man could not have that divine masculine. And then she can run into dude right here and be like, damn,
can I ask a
Or
I
what is
just
she?
question?
Or she could
Like,
just be a gold digger. You like? How do you
yeah.
know? You just making up stuff. Dude, you say
Or
some dumb
sometimes
stuff.
you can just out talk a nigga.
Yeah, like do you say the dumbest things and think
see this is the
who gave
thing
you
though.
that title? You gave
This is
yourself that title, King Wise, didn't you?
But is that
this is
easy
the
to do
thing.
though?
This is look. This is the thing. We're discounting ourselves and our
Who is
true
we?
power as men
I'm
when
talking
we
about you.
assume just all men. we assume
No,
that we don't
you.
listen. No, listen. We assume that as men and being created in the image of God, that we do not possess what's necessary for women to completely submit to us in all ways.
But
Why do
bro,
you keep speaking for me?
yo,
That's just
bro,
you and
bro,
your
You don't?
problem.
You saying you don't?
Bro,
bro,
it's a lot of niggas that can't get a female to
bro.
submit to them. No way.
Because they ain't him.
My
They
question,
not him.
because
They
bro,
You
not
ain't
him.
either.
let me say this, bro.
That's what
It's
you saying.
it's not easy for most men to become him.
Hell nah.
As an
Okay.
18-year-old young boy, you don't really got shit.
See,
You gotta
that's because y'all assume that you need
you gotta
some type
build
of
yourself.
material. But
You
see,
sound
that's
retarded, dude.
No,
Where
listen,
you
you
live
listen,
at?
Like it be a
listen.
very small amount of niggas like in school that's using girls' cars and shit like that, or staying at a bitch crib. It was a very small
No,
few
I ain't
niggas
talking about like that.
that was
No, not
hitting
like
hoes
that.
in like ninth grade and shit. It was a small group
Hey,
of niggas.
hey, listen, y'all
No.
assuming that he actually know what him is. He don't know what him is. He just saying him and don't know what that means. Like
Okay. Okay, listen.
he
Y'all
think him
assuming the
could be a
wrong
broke
thing.
nigga and still
This,
win.
this,
Like,
yeah,
no.
that's what I'm trying to tell you. Okay, so
See what I mean?
y'all
You
telling
stupid.
me as men, y'all never had a homeboy who you could look at physically that ain't had no money, but still was able to pull women.
How long did that last?
Yeah, how long that
It
shit
lasts
last?
as long. Let me tell
That
you how
just
long
showed
it
you.
lasts.
No,
It
watch
lasts
this.
as
That
long
just
as
showed you how. That showed you how terrible the woman is. That she goes for a guy that has nothing. What kind of clown is that?
They don't
You
last.
saying
wait,
dumb stuff, dude. Every
wait,
point you say
what?
is stupid.
Okay, so listen. So essentially what you're saying is that a woman should only desire a man who got something.
A
Yeah.
woman need to have standards. How you gonna
Okay,
date somebody with nothing when he's supposed to be the one that provides?
Would you want your
okay.
daughter to? Would you want your daughter to have? I mean, just to date a bum?
This is what I want my daughter. I want my daughter to get with a man that love her no matter what dude got. Now, say for instance, you got big time money.
So he
You run
love her
into a woman.
So he love her no matter what, but he got drug problems. But he him,
He
according to
got
you.
what? He got
He
what
got drug
problem?
problems, but he him though.
He on lean.
Drug. You said
No
drug
man
problem?
gonna be.
He on lean.
Oh
But he
no,
love her though.
but he not him though.
What makes him him?
Would you want your daughter to date a nigga like you?
Probably for sure he's king. Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's because he's delusional. Y'all talking to somebody delusional. I'm trying to get y'all to
That's fair.
understand something.
That's fair. That's fair. That's
I'm
fair.
the. Who said that's
That's
fair?
fair.
Who said
I'm gonna
that's
be
fair?
honest with you about how I feel about men. I had told y'all already. When it comes to men opinion of me, I don't really be having too much get back because I don't deal with them too much. So when I be hearing them talk and they be saying whatever they be saying in reference to me or anybody else, that's nothing really because men be worried about men too much. I think.
I
Now,
don't think
now,
anybody here really worried about you. You ain't nothing
well,
to
you got
worry
to
about.
realize. Now, if it was a couple females in here where it was a more of a balance, I think that we'd
I'll
be
come
able
back.
to
See, this showed you how weak he is. He need women around him. He need the weaker
man,
side
for
to be
sure.
around him to make himself feel
No,
better.
no,
Insecure.
I need that grace around me, homie,
I
because all
know
I'm really getting.
you need a crutch. I got it. You handicapped.
But you got to think about it. What you giving me right now, right? So the reason why I said balance, right? Right now, because you from Philly, you giving me a lot of aggression, and that's man on man aggression. I don't really like that type of energy.
Hey,
Yo,
but
you sound gay.
King Wise, King
No,
Wise,
You super
I'm
gay
be
right
honest
now.
with you.
Like
King
I'm gonna
you
be
Wise,
out of
honest with
pocket.
you.
King
You don't like
Wise,
No,
truth.
King
So I
Wise,
get it. You don't want nobody to tell you about yourself because you're delusional. I get
King
it.
Wise, King Wise.
you funny.
Does steel sharpen steel?
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you gotta remember he's like a piece of wood. You know what I'm saying? So he getting cut up. So he don't like
But
it.
you got to remember. No, there's no cut up here. You got to remember though. Steel could be a woman too.
See? Here you go with the women again. That's what
I
he
thought
need
women
around him.
were soft and bathing and
I'll give,
smelling good and stuff.
I'll give you a prime example. There was a guy. His name was King Luamel. He had a mother in Proverbs, right? So his mom was his mother, but she was iron. She gave him a couple different instructions on how to deal with women in this world. But you will only notice if you read Proverbs. She was iron sharpening iron.
You sound
If
stupid
that
still.
makes sense. If that makes
You don't
sense.
make sense.
That's fair. But I just gave you a Bible reference that did.
I love how you just say stuff with terrible with terrible context.
I just gave you the Bible scripture that just made perfect sense.
The same way you was giving us the Bible scripture that said that Gentiles were white people and then never came up with it.
Hey, yo, King Wise, I got something for you.
What's up?
Somebody going at Mr. Info Philly.
What they saying? Because I ain't read it. What they say?
They say, I put it up on the screen. They say, why would you not want to be around women? That guy sounds gay.
Man, that's what I'm saying. 100%. What
See,
dude
this is,
talking
hold
about?
on.
Hey,
Watch
that's-
this. Let me
Take it down.
respond. This is another person that's stupid. When did I say what I don't want to be around? I said I don't need. He sounds stupid.
He did. He
Let's
did
be
say
clear here. Wait, let's be clear here about language,
So
right?
so
Because
the,
we
see the
wait,
men,
hold on.
some of these men got like a listening comprehension problem.
Let's
Me
be clear
needing
here
and
about.
wanting is two different things. I don't need to be on my motorcycle, but I got it.
Okay, let's be clear here about communication because we're all intelligent. We're very intellectual people. If
Yo,
you
don't
paying
lump me in the
attention,
same boat as you. All right, don't do that.
right? So you're right. So if you take what our conversation topics and the language we're using, a lot of us are stupid, according to him. Though a lot of us are stupid. We ain't making no sense. This sounds like the communication of a man who's extremely insecure and really don't know how to communicate in a proper context. Because why you got to be offensive to our logic? What if our
The
logic is
truth is
just our
offensive.
logic? You got to be
The
stupid
truth is
behind it too,
offensive.
bro? Nah,
The
not
truth is
really.
offensive.
No, the truth set you free, homie. You kind of digging people in
I'm
ditches.
trying to set
If
you
I,
free, but you dodging it.
nah, bro.
I got a
No, you
question
can't
for the
do that.
panel. I got a question for the panel. For brother Damien. Would y'all simp to be around just to be around women?
It
Come
depends.
on now,
It depends on who she is.
Let Chief go.
For Alicia Keys, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
damn. He said Alicia Keys. She called too, bro. Like, damn.
Oh, bullshit.
What
It wouldn't even
if
matter
you
who she
asking me?
I'd probably laugh.
If you asking me,
Hold on, wait. Let Philly go. I'm trying to share the mics. My bad.
All right, no. We got to define what actual simp mean, just to make sure we clear.
no, but he right though. He right about that.
Would you
So
put in more than what she's giving out?
yeah.
I would do that regardless. That's my job. It's never going to be fair. How can a woman put in more than I do? I'm the one setting the foundation and providing. How can a woman ever match me on that? That will make me not be a man if I'm not providing, right?
I think she can match it.
How can a woman match it if you setting the foundation? Who's supposed to put their life on the line first? You or her?
I'm saying she doing her job.
Listen, I'm cool with her doing her job, but it's never going to be equal. We're
I
always going to be putting in more. I gotta pick. Why am I? So am I supposed to sacrifice my life, or is she supposed to sacrifice hers? Who's supposed to go after that intruder first?
But she gonna raise your next generation when you go.
No. So I'm asking you, who's going to put their life on the line first, the man or the woman? Who's supposed to?
I'm saying after you put your life on the line, she's gonna
No.
raise.
I want to stick with the point because you said a simp is somebody who put more into it than the woman. Who's supposed to lay their life down, the man or the woman?
But she cooking and cleaning your drawers and shit.
So you don't now you get like King Wise. You don't want to answer my question?
Okay, so look, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you about what you said.
Let me ask you the question. What's the question? My bad.
Am I supposed to put my life on the line, or is she supposed to?
Yeah, you're supposed to put your life on the line.
Right. So therefore, every man who's a proper man is going to be a simp in that context because we all supposed to lay down our life and put in more than they put in.
Well, would you put down your life on the line for a chick that don't give a damn about you? That ain't cleaning.
We talking about my woman, not no fucking random woman. My woman.
Right. Your woman could not be cooking and cleaning or not having sex with you.
Yeah. All right. That ain't my woman. She will be an ex.
Okay, I'm saying she is doing her duty. She's doing her
duty. I'm just saying it's not 50-50.
Duty is to die for her.
And what I'm saying is what a man actually does is more than what the woman does. It's nothing wrong with that.
Who's to say?
But that's just reality.
Wait, who told y'all that a man is supposed to die for a woman though? Who gave y'all that information?
Nigga.
Who told y'all that?
Jesus said that. Now, what you got to say about that?
He died for the world. He didn't specifically die for one woman.
No, Jesus said you supposed to lay down your life. Now tell me where I'm wrong at.
Lay down your life for you, a woman, or for your friend, or for your brother, or somebody like who?
Is you supposed to lay your life down or not?
That is loyalty.
For whom?
Is you supposed to lay down your life for your wife or not?
The loyalty.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna be honest with you.
You're not doing it, folks.
Listen, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you 100%. My wife, and you ain't gonna like this, bro, but I don't care. My wife love would be so strong that instead of me dying for her,
You'll
she
live.
her
You'll take the
love
bullet.
gonna have me
You'll
living
take
for
the
her.
bullet.
She
My
cool with
her
you running
love,
away. I got you.
say that again.
So she cool with you running off when danger pops up.
What
On
you
the
mean
fuck.
running off? Like, no, bro. You obviously
So
don't know how love energy work. Love energy
I'm asking
protect you
you,
from having
if
to.
somebody come
Okay,
with a gun and you and your wife dead, she cool with her taking a bullet and you running off and surviving?
who, who said anything about taking? Why you so morbid in your thinking, bro?
Dude, this is called reality. Ain't you in Detroit?
My nigga, you're talking. Okay, so I live in Detroit, right? Oh, okay, I live in Detroit.
I don't know where you
Nobody
live.
in
I'm
Detroit.
saying wherever
Yeah, no,
you
I'm saying I live in Detroit. Ain't no females asking niggas to die for them.
is you willing to die for your wife or not?
Nah,
Oh, all right, cool.
Damn. Damn.
sound crazy.
There there you go
Sound
50.
crazy.
There you go 50-50. That's
It
crazy.
sound crazy. Now, how about this? How about this? How about this? Right. So, how about this?
he gonna
Let
let
me
her.
blow
He
y'all
gonna let her
mind.
fry.
Bitch, I
I'm,
did
I'm,
the
I'm, I'm,
dishes.
I'm,
What
I'm
are you
gonna
talking
Yo,
about?
blow y'all mind, right? So, in
your
my
wife better not ever
tradition,
see this.
listen, in my tradition, we have been known to have many wives. So, it's
Yeah.
say for
And you
instance,
letting them
so
all
King
suffer.
David. Hold on. So, I'm gonna use King David for example. So, King David had 7 wives. Which one
Did
of
he?
his wives was he supposed to die for?
Oh
Show
man.
me. Show me where he has 7. Where's that
You
at?
got to read it in the scripture, bro. He got
Where?
7 wives.
Show me. You made it up.
Solomon had a 700 wives, 300
You said
concubines.
King
Which
David.
one?
All right.
Yeah,
You said David. You said David
yeah.
had 7. Where you get that from?
Give me 1 second, bro.
He trying to get off the subject that he gonna let his wife die and not take and not
I ain't saying
help her out.
nothing about nobody dying. Nobody dies in the making of this, bro.
All right.
I gotta die
Nobody
first.
dies in the making of this. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
So
Like I
look. So
get you're
he's not a
morbid, like
simp. I'll be a simp then. I'll
absolutely not.
die.
Okay, so y'all gotta
I
ask
wouldn't
me
die
now.
for Alicia Keys though, but everything else leading up to it. Yeah.
Okay, so as far as me, I
You
ain't
still got
simping for nobody. You want to know
Dude,
why? Because just hear me.
because you
The
simple minded. You already
just hear me.
lost.
Like I told you, my man, he's mad disrespectful. Philly guy, that's how y'all behaving. But anyway, so look, like I was saying, right? So
damn.
essentially, simping for a woman, never. Why? Because when you, like I said before, when you tap into that divine masculinity and your energy is strong, a woman would never desire for you to simp over her. Why? Because she gonna come and do what women naturally do, and that's give of herself. Why would a man
What?
ever simp over a woman? Just hear me out, right? So let's
Go
say
ahead.
a simp. Say for a simp spend his money on a woman. He's going against nature by
Yeah.
using the money as a medium to get the affection of a woman when a woman will give you affection
No,
naturally
no,
for
no,
free.
no,
Like
no,
what
So
you
no,
let me
no.
get
talking
this
about?
straight. Hold on. Let me get this straight. So what you're saying is naturally a woman will see a man and literally be like, "Damn, he not gonna spend no money on me, so I want him." That's what you're saying is natural. What
No,
delusion is you from, my
no,
man?
no. No. Let me be clear here about what I'm saying. A woman to see a man that she's attracted to won't give a damn
Why is she
if he
attracted
got
to him?
money and want him for him. That's what I'm saying.
Why is she
Hey, what kind
attracted
of
to him?
drugs do you smoke?
So you saying every woman in the world see a man and instantly want his money, that make her want him?
No, they
Bruh.
want security, and
Yes,
money
thank
is
you.
one
Thank you.
means of getting that security.
Thank you.
But love is security too.
No,
Nigga,
no,
Don't
no,
play
no, no, no,
yourself.
no, no, no,
nigga.
no,
No, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no, no,
no,
no, no, no,
no,
no, no,
The
no.
only
no, no,
time
no.
I'll give
it's
you
a
a prime
very
example of security of love. I'll give you a prime
it's
example.
a very slim door
Hold
that
on,
you
hold
can
on,
walk
why?
through. It's a very
Listen,
slim door that you can walk through to where you wouldn't have to really pull your money out, and that's if she like at a low moment in her life, she just got out of a relationship and she feeling bad, or somebody in her family died, or like she fucking up in school. It's very slim opportunistic. I'm fucking the word up moments like that you can get through that door. But other than that, you fuck.
okay,
He
so how
trying
about
to,
this then? How about
he
this
trying.
then? Say for instance you walking down the street, right? It's just hypothetical. Say for instance you
We
walking
talking
down the
long
street.
term. You talking about
Just hear
initial
me, just hear this,
meetups.
just long
Yeah.
term. Say for instance you walking down the street, a white woman, she pull up, you in the hood, she live in the burbs. She
Bruh.
pull up on you and she say, listen, I'm a widow.
Bruh.
My husband left me with a whole bunch of money. Just hear me. My husband left me with a whole bunch of money. I'm looking at you, nigga. You look good. You live in the hood. If you come out here with me in the burbs, you ain't got to live in no hood. I'll put you in suits. I'll put you around people who got money. You can make your own money. I got my money, but I'm going to put you in a room with millionaires and billionaires because I got the
And you
pool so you
saying,
can make your own money. So is that a
you
woman
ain't
that's
even got to
looking
work?
at you? She ain't
Hold on.
saying you ain't got to work. She's
Hold
saying,
on.
I'm going to take you out the hood How about what if she say this? I'm gonna
See,
take you out the hood.
he sound
I'm
like a
gonna
true simpleton.
just hear
So
me.
what you
This is
saying
what we
is
talk about
you need
simple.
a handout. That's
King
why he
Wise,
need
No,
women around him.
no, no,
King
no, no,
Wise,
no.
King Wise,
This is what I'm
bro,
saying.
That
He
sound
can't
like
make it
roles
on his own.
reversed.
King Wise,
Listen,
please,
why
please.
send for a woman? Why send for a woman
He
when it's
can't make it
in
on
a
his own as a
woman's
man. I got it.
natural? Hear me. Why send for a woman when it's in a woman's natural nature to simp and submit to a man?
Y'all hear him, right? He want a man. That's what he want in his life. He want a man. That's what he's actually saying is he
Bro,
want to
they
live
actually
and marry a man.
listen. Remember what the chat said. You got to remember what the chat said. The chat didn't accuse me of being gay. The chat accused you of being gay, my guy. Don't try to project that on me. Like, no, bro, we ain't doing
That's
that
because
over here. Absolutely
the
not.
chat might be just as dumb as you then. If the
Yeah,
chat
see, we
thinks
dumb. Listen. The
I
chat
don't
thinks
need,
you gay.
why would I need a woman to build me up? You sound stupid. You can't make it on your own.
Listen, that you may not be gay. I don't know you, but you definitely sound suspect, like the type of guy that would be living in the woods all by himself, excommunicated. And if that's your thing, bro. But like dude asks in the chat,
No,
why
watch
wouldn't you
this.
want to be around women, my guy?
No,
Like
see, you
what's
still
the
missing the
problem?
simple context. If I don't need a woman and I got one, that's just more building. I don't need her, but it's good to have. So, like, what are you talking about? I make
So
my
you
own
saying
money. I got my own stuff set. I don't need her though. You saying need? Like I can't make it without her. I can make it on my damn self. What's wrong with
Yeah,
you? You not a man?
it's a difference in the word.
no? I said the only difference is the
Y'all some
definition that we
kids.
put.
You and the dude in the
Listen,
chat.
listen. Let me prove why you need a woman. Period.
All right.
When a man when a woman have a baby, and she got to nurse him by maybe using the milk from her natural get up. That's a
What
man
that got to
needing
do
a
with
woman.
me? What that got to do with
You
me? I'm a man,
supposed to
not a
be.
kid.
Hey, bro.
Okay, but this is what I'm trying to tell you,
I'm a
right?
man. I'm not no baby.
So,
What's wrong? So you're a
right.
baby,
But
is what
wait,
you
hold
saying?
on. What type of tier of women are we talking about? Are we talking about like women? Are we talking about hoes? Like
We talk about regular women, bro. Forget the
What's that?
hoes. The
no,
only reason why we
we
talking
talking
about
about
the hoes,
upstanding. We talking about upstanding women.
we talking about upstanding women that probably already got the bag. That's looking at you like, damn, maybe life didn't happen to you in a sense to where you ain't got the bag yet, but because they love you, they'll help you get the bag.
I
You hear how
wanna,
delusional he sound?
I wanna
Wait, that
understand.
So
don't
a
happen in
woman that
real
got
life?
a woman that got her foundation set want to lose her. That's what you telling me.
Say that again.
A woman that got her foundation set, she knows how money operates, she knows how to actually work. She want to lose her. That's what you telling me.
I'm telling you that women know love on a greater level than men do. So when a
Because
woman want to
you
love on
slow.
a man,
I get
it don't matter. It don't matter how much
you
money you
projecting.
see. This is the thing. You
You
seem
projecting
like the
all your
simp type.
insecurities.
Hold on. Just hear me out. And I don't mean no offense by saying this, but you seem this like the type that only have ever dealt with women that only desire money from you for their attention. Because you can't see no other way where a woman would deal with you without having to deal with your money. For all the
Well,
women that
Hey,
only deal with men
bro.
for money, they shallow. But for
well,
King
let me
women
Wise.
who
hold.
understand
Let
what
me
King
love
Wise.
is,
Hold
come
on.
on,
Wait.
come on, man.
That's called living in reality, bro.
No, let me respond. Two things. First, in order for me to be offended by what you're saying, I actually had to value what you're saying. I know you're just saying dumb shit anyway, so that doesn't
That's
bother
cool,
me. The
no
second
doubt.
thing is you make it as if money is not how you build the foundation for yourself if you're single. You can't
No,
live without money.
Let him
no,
talk.
I think
So
philosophy.
if you
Let,
trying to provide,
let him go.
why is money important for the women to have to help you build, but it's not important for you to have on your own? You sound like a
Say that one.
straight clown.
Say that one more time.
Why is money important for the woman to have to help you build yourself up, but it's not important for you to go get it on your own? You sound like a straight clown.
What if you got it on your own and then you met a woman who wanted what you got on your own, married you, and then divorced you and took
That's
half
not
of
a woman.
everything you
See,
got
you
on your own?
stupid. You stupid. That's not a woman's place to get what I have. The hell you
But
talking
do that
about?
happen? Wait, Soldier said reality. We talking about in
I,
reality.
yeah,
In
my
reality,
reality
will a
is I
man,
dictate what the hell's happening. What the hell are you talking about?
you married?
Yeah,
So if your wife wanted to divorce you and take half of everything you have, could she?
yeah. If she want to, see you.
That's what
That
I'm
ain't gonna
trying to
hurt me.
tell.
That ain't gonna hurt me one bit. The
Yeah,
hell you
that's going
talking
to
about?
okay.
I cut the check the day of tomorrow. What are you talking about? It's just money.
It's just money.
See you.
So that's right. So that's what I'm
It don't matter
saying. When
what
you
the situation is. It's a downgrade for her because she ain't with me. The hell you talking about?
But she got your money, so she go get with him, and then you in trouble.
I'm in trouble. How? How am I in trouble? I can go make the money.
Okay.
The hell is wrong with you? You don't know how to make money?
Okay, bro.
So you sound weak.
That's
You scared
cool.
of the women. Now I got
That's
it. You
cool.
scared of the women, so you want her to have more than you because you got insecurity.
That's
I
cool.
got you. I
That's
got you.
cool. You got to remember, you're a guy. That's your opinion. I don't value God's opinion so much.
I know. This is
And
why you value women so much, because you insecure.
I
You
just
need
love
one that got.
being around her. I just
I
love
know.
being around her, bro. You know, because I'm be honest with you. When you around a lot of women, you don't get this much aggression coming from dudes, bro. You
I
don't
know
get this
because
much
you
aggression
weak.
coming from them.
You
You know what you get
weak-minded.
from them? You know what you get from them? You get, hey, how you doing, Papa C2? I love you. You handsome. Can I touch you,
Oh,
hug
I
you,
see. You
rub
need
you,
somebody to
touch
help
you?
build you
Yeah,
up because you weak-minded.
no, that's just how men is. That's him, bro. And
No,
then
you
when they do,
weak-minded.
they gotta pull out the money.
No, you weak-minded. That's all. You
That's cool.
weak-minded. You can't
That's
make it
fair.
on your own. You
That's
sound like a
fair.
straight bitch.
Hey,
That's fair.
this is what this is. You
I
talking
told you,
big?
dude. He mad. It's the Philly thing. He's
Hold on.
mad
Dude,
disrespectful.
I'm not
So that's
mad.
cool.
You get
I
to
That's
didn't
talk
cool.
get.
about.
I
You get to
didn't
talk.
get upset in none of this conversation.
It
You get
sounds
to
like
I'm
talk
you're big
about.
just,
time upset, especially with your conversation language. Is that how they
dude,
speak in Philly?
dude. Why am I upset? My money's straight. I know how to make a living. I'm not struggling. Like, what am I upset about? It's sunny where
Your
I'm at,
your conversations would suggest that you feeling a certain type of way, bro.
dude. I don't even know you. What am I
So
feeling?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when the illicit wording is coming out, it's kind of proving that you don't really have that your
I can't
intellectual
think of I
qualities are
can't
not.
think of no other term other than you like one of them stray dogs that got a
Oh
hump
yeah, that's
something
cool.
like you I'm
That's
serious.
cool.
Like
That's cool.
you super weak minded. The
That's
insecurity is
cool.
crazy.
That's
You need
cool.
a woman that got more money. What the hell do I need a
No, I
woman for to
just
make me
no.
whole?
I just need women around me, homie. I told you it's a lot of
I
dudes like
know
you
you
that
need
became
people to make
suspect.
you
You
feel better
know.
about yourself. You need to work
No, I
on that.
just need around good energy, not men. You seem like the type that wouldn't mind being in a whole circle with dudes who are like minded and think like you.
Nah, I don't need to be around anybody. Dude, I'm not weak minded. I don't need no damn circle jerk. What's wrong with you?
So you're a loner then.
That's the best way to be.
You're supposed
When
to
you
set your foundation so you can be straight on your own, and then you invite somebody into your circle. You need people to
who
build
told
you
you
up. You
that?
sound stupid.
Okay, so with Adam and Eve, okay, so I'll put it to you like this. Did Adam and Eve move together as a unit, or did Adam go establish the kingdom first and then get her later?
Yeah, Adam was solo first. The hell are you talking about? You better read it.
And then what? That's only because he was the only man.
Yeah, you need to learn what that means to be a man.
We live in a world where it's like 10 billion people. So what we got to be
What that
alone
got to
for
do with
unless
you
we
being
kind
a
of
man?
strange?
What that got to do with you being a
Nothing.
man?
Nothing.
All right, well, how about you stop being around women and learn to be a man first and fix your foundation?
And then what? Be around men?
Damn, you sound gay. Then what? Then
I
what
told
I'm
you,
supposed
but
to do,
want to be.
Dad?
Listen, you got
You
to remember what the chat said, bro.
you
I'm gonna keep on reminding
see?
you of what the chat said
Here's your
because no,
insecurity.
no,
You
no, no,
still worrying
no,
about what somebody
no.
else think. I don't give a damn
Because
what nobody else think.
listen. The chat
See,
made
here's your
it very
insecurity.
clear.
You think I
Listen,
care what the chat thinks?
listen. The chat can see the projection. I can see the projection too. You the one that can't see the projection. You can't project
Right.
on me what you're really feeling in real life, bro. Even though the chat can see it, I can see it, they can see it too. If you notice,
Dude,
I said being around women, beautiful women that smell good, look good. You talking about being around a whole bunch of men or by yourself.
He
I
didn't say
got
he
it.
wanted to be
You're not
around no
comfortable in your
men,
skin.
folks.
My nigga.
You're not comfortable in your skin. I get it. So you need to be
Oh
around other
man.
people. You don't like yourself. I got it. You don't like yourself. That's crazy.
Look, I
See,
don't like myself.
when we get off this conversation, what you said is not even gonna be a remembrance other than some
Yes,
jokes.
it
Like
is.
you
Yes, it is.
straight clown.
Well. Even though you may not remember what I said, you for sure gonna remember what dude said in the chat. You gonna have a dream about that.
See, you sound stupid still.
Yeah, funny, man.
Man, listen, I haven't done with
But
this
wait,
with
so
soul
more of
in
the
a long
story.
while, so I'm happy to be back. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's why I'm
You
turning up.
you you
Like,
you grew up as a single. Your dad wasn't in your life when you grew up.
You gotta
absolutely,
help.
probably wasn't. Absolutely not. Probably wasn't in yours either. That's how we
Me
play
and
as
you.
black people. You
No,
can't.
no,
You
no,
can,
no, no. Me and you
there's
was
no
in
way that
totally
you
two
can try
different
to
boats.
shame me for that
You
because
keep
that's
projecting.
no. You're
No, 'cause
projecting.
Not my father in my life.
Okay, that's cool and that's love, bro. But I know a lot of black people who
We
didn't
was talking
have
about
both parents.
you. Why you keep
So
switching what
that's
we talking about?
My
okay.
daddy was
Look,
my daddy was in my life too.
Yeah.
okay, y'all blessed. My dad died when I was 2 years old. Y'all blessed.
Is that why you need women around you? Because it was no
No,
man in your life?
I'm just
no, it's
trying to
just that
bust. I'm just trying to bust a
if you,
stereotype. My bad.
listen,
Yeah.
if you accent, yeah, that's cool, dude, because we be needing that stereotype bust a lot of times. Sometimes people don't be blessed enough to be able to grow up with a father because life just happened and may take them.
It
But to
does.
answer your
So I'm
question,
trying to tell you as a man, your comfort zone needs to be, you need to set your foundation first. Like you can't build it on women.
who said that?
The
That's just
Bible
the
you claim
company
to
I like.
quote.
Listen, that's just the company I keep as a man. It's a natural thing. I can't speak to
No,
other
it's not
dudes.
natural, dude. It's not natural.
What's natural?
That's like being that's like me being natural, me living up under somebody else's roof. Dude, you need to get your own shit.
What's wrong with that?
Get your
Don't
own.
your
That's
wife
what men
wait,
do.
wait? Don't your wife live with you?
It's my crib. What's wrong with you?
So do she live with you?
Yeah, but it's mine. I'm not living in nobody else's spot.
And if a hurricane came and blew it away, whose would it be?
Dude, if a hurricane blew it away, I still can go pay for my own spot somewhere else next day.
Cool. So you only proving that in real life you do what regular people do. As far as company you keep, we all responsible for the company that we keep. It's clear that you keep company with the dudes you keep company with, and you comfortable with that, and
Hey
that's
What
yo,
cool.
dudes? You
hey
keep
yo,
projecting on these dudes that ain't there.
yo,
Yeah.
hey yo. What?
Oh,
Why the racist dude trying to hop out?
what'd he say?
He ain't said nothing. He trying to hop on here.
He's
Don't be
racist
throwing him here, folks.
for sure. He can't say nothing worse than what dude been saying.
Dang.
What I say? What did I say that was bad?
Yo, what up, my niggers?
Oh my
Oh
god.
man, what's up, homie? How you doing?
That's what
Wait.
y'all wanted. That's what
What's
y'all
up,
wanted.
bro?
If a white
That
boy
nigga
said
funny
that
as
to my
hell.
face, I'll fucking kill him.
Nah, yeah,
Listen, you
for
got to
sure.
remember, homie.
I'll
You
stab
got to
him in the
remember.
heart.
This is 2025, homie. You got to remember that N word don't really affect us like it used to.
Yeah. Get out of my tent. Bitch, I'll
You
stab
got to
you in
know
the
what
heart. Leave me alone.
you got to know what's going on, homie. This 2025. We ain't
Hey,
bothered.
y'all did, so Carmelo Anthony, y'all did kill,
That nigga said y'all.
you got him out. Let's say that.
What's up with that name, Carmelo Anthony? Though. Why
What about
Carmelo?
it?
Why
Are you
Carmelo
not
Anthony about to
familiar
go?
with the story?
Why he about to go to the Hall of Fame? Why Carmelo about to go to the Hall of Fame
Because he killed the white man.
at the same time?
On B.
Are you misinformed? Okay, so Carmelo Anthony is
We
a
don't give. We don't
17-year-old
give a
nigger
shit.
who killed a beautiful white boy.
You black.
He
Shut
stabbed
up.
him in the heart
Yeah. Damn. That's
That's
unfortunate.
unfortunate. That's very
because
unfortunate.
Austin Metcalf went into his sports team's tent and Carmelo Anthony was there. He said, "Hey, you're in the wrong tent."
Mm-hmm.
And then Carmelo said, "This is what happened. The report's out."
He about to say some bullshit, man.
He says,
No,
"Touch
no.
me and see what happens."
Right.
So, Austin Metcalf grabbed his bag to kick his ass out of the fucking tent.
It's a racist dude.
And Carmelo Anthony just happened to have a big knife on him and stabbed him in the heart.
Oh really?
Can I ask you
Mm.
how? Can I ask you how you feel about Indians, bro? Native American Indians. Do you like them?
Well, that's not the story. The story is how the courts let somebody else who premeditated first-degree murder.
Talk about the Carmelo
That's
Anthony.
why I was asking you. How do you feel about the Indians? Because I had heard and I had read in this book one
No,
time that Christopher Columbus. Just hear me. Just hear
We're
me,
not talking
bro.
about the Indians. I'm talking about
No,
this
no, no,
nigger
no. I want you to
Carmelo
hear what I'm
Anthony.
saying. No, I want you to hear what I'm saying. I had read in this book one time that white people had came to America and they had committed premeditated murder
Okay, we're not
on
talking about the
Indians. And
past that
wait,
we don't
why
know
you don't
about.
want to talk
We
about the
have
past?
a we have
Wait. That was
a
the past,
current
right?
situation in this
No, that was
era.
the past. That happened a couple days
The
ago, right?
past, you don't know the past. You think that you think that
Premeditated murder. I'm speaking to premeditated murder in any context. When a white man came to America and he committed premeditated murder on the Native American Indians and the Mexicans and took California, all their gold, and Texas and everything else, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like premeditated murder should be faced with capital murder?
Still
Capital
taking the
murder
gold.
charge?
Still take it to the.
I'm
Still
trying to
taking
talk
the gold.
about this era. If y'all want to talk about
Yeah.
history, I'll cook you.
Oh, so let's talk about
Okay,
this
so
era.
let's talk
Let
about.
me
So let's talk
hold on. Let
about
me
no.
ask you something.
Let's talk about
Let him
history.
finish,
I
bro.
want to know
I
how
I
the
want
can
white
to
man
definitely kick
feels.
your ass on history.
Hold
I
on,
want
Wise.
to know how the
Hold on,
white
Wise.
man feels about taking
It's
a
not the
whole
white man.
country.
The
Listen.
ones that rule the
Listen.
country are the Ashkenazi Jews.
No,
I
listen.
don't know
I want to
why
know
you're
how.
all against the white man.
Listen. I want to know how
Because
Christopher
it's the
Columbus
Jews
and
that
his
suppressed
descendants.
all of us.
Just hear me. Just hear me. How do you think Christopher Columbus and all of his ancestors feel taking America from Native American Indians and Mexicans and run it into 32 plus trillion dollars in debt? Do you think they could have did a better job than you guys?
Well, you don't know what history is.
That's what you're
In
saying.
1913, the Jews took over the world.
So the white man is exonerated from his crimes and his
The white
premeditated
man,
murder?
I mean, okay, so do you guys know what Ashkenazi? So the word Nazi comes from the word Ashkenazi. The Ashkenazi Jews were a group of Jews in Eastern Europe, Central and Eastern Europe. So they formed what's called the Nazi Party.
Okay.
Ashkenaz is Hebrew for Germany. So
Okay.
Ashkenazi. The Germans are the Jews.
Okay. So listen. Let me ask you this, right?
Okay, so what
So
I'm trying to
when it,
explain to you is that the Germans won the war. Did you guys hear about the Battle of Antarctica where Admiral Byrd took
Yeah, all
4,700
that stuff
men
is
and 33 cruisers down to Antarctica and was defeated in under 20 minutes by what
oh
he
no.
described as flying saucers
well,
with
one time I
swastika?
had heard, if I'm being honest with you, one time I had heard this white man, he had said to this black man, he had called him a nigger and had told him to go back to his country, which is Africa. Instead of the black man getting upset, he told the white man, well, I'll go if you go back to your country too. The white man said, well, what's
Okay,
my
so
country? He
the
said, just hear me, just
Ashkenazi
hear me,
Jews,
just hear
12
me, just hear me,
million
just hear me. He said,
Ashkenazi
where's my
Jews are
country?
receiving
He
like
said, your country
$10,000
is
a
Europe.
month.
So tell me,
White
why does
people
the
don't
black
have
man have to
economic
be a
advantage.
nigger?
The Jews do. The
Why
Jews